We're all here. Let's go ahead and get into it then.
I
Time to get into trouble, boys.
Yeah, I don't expect it to take long. Welcome back, everybody. How was the week?
good.
Yeah, nice. Okay, well, nice.
Destiny comes out tomorrow.
Hey, yeah.
Destiny
I'm
comes
fucking-
out?
I'm been fucking playing that.
Hmm.
Mm,
Am I buying this? God damn it, never mind.
Yeah. Yes, you are.
Yes, Casey, you are.
Sounds like a grind fest, so I don't know, dude.
So
Yes.
next session, I haven't checked. Is that the start of next month? No, it's 30th. Okay, so we're playing 2 sessions, back
Yes.
to back, without break.
Yes.
That's cool.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. Didn't we only play? Is this the second session we played this month?
I don't
Well,
know.
yeah, because he took the first week off, and this is the third week. So yes, this is
Yeah.
the second session this month.
No, this is the first session. Because the second session would have been the one shot.
Oh, well, if you guys one-shotted, then yeah, your story would have paused. But yeah, we're back to it now, and everybody's here, and good to go. So, on your last session, let's see what you guys got up to. You had made it to a town off in the northern part of the desert. You made it to Jakarta, and on your way there, you had bumped into a couple of strange occurrences. As a day or two passed, you would eventually bump into a few great souls that were hastily handed to you. You would run into rumors of slavery, would make it into the town. One of you would be almost shanked in a dark alley. Mercenaries would show up at your camp's doorstep. All sorts of stuff. Getting back to where we are now, your group is all collected, and the 2 of you that had wandered into the city to go and get something done have now since returned and made it back to the camp, only to find that somebody else is there. With a retinue of armed men, it seems that some sort of mercenary lord here in town has some talks to have with you, and has been sent to gather your group and take you to speak with a noble that he works for. All of you are traveling in tow as he leads you, not into the city, but around it, actually.
Also, it was Addis, not Jakarta. Jakarta is a beautiful place.
Oh, sorry, my
Filled
bad.
with
I went to the
wonderful
wrong part
people.
there. So,
As Barrow will attest.
being led by this man, do you guys have anything that you want to say amongst yourselves or to him? Are you guys going to keep quiet? You're wandering through the desert here on the outskirts of the city, going between camps. What do you guys want to do?
So, where are we going? Because I'm pretty sure me and
I was with you, yeah.
your name, Dex. What's your
Barrow.
Barrow. Pretty sure Barrow and I just got back. So, where exactly are we going?
Talk to some lord that wants to speak with us. Not
If I
exactly.
remember correctly, I was getting some eyes from Mac last session.
Sexually?
No,
Well, I
like
was gonna ask if I could roll an insight check to see if I knew what these eyes meant.
Oh, please.
Yeah, it was. We were walking in on them, and it was
Yeah.
like as the guy was like, "Hello, we're going now," and we're just like, what?"
That's actually pretty good. That's a 16, I think.
Okay. Mac, you are familiar with, or sorry, that's my
Kunu.
bad there. Kunu, you're familiar with what Mac is trying to convey to you. And Kunu, Mac, what was it exactly that you were trying to get across with these eyes?
the oh shit's about to hit the fan eyes.
Okay.
Okay. Well, knowing Mac the way that Kunu does at this point, he's not terribly concerned by this, so continue along. Go with the flow.
Along with that 16 that you've received on that insight check, you also get a little bit of other info while you're traveling along here. One of the things that you note is that the armed guards here, which are at the front leading your group, look like seasoned men, though you think that if you had to, your group might be able to take them.
Do I get anything about like their what's the word I'm looking for? Like their not their demeanor, but like their intent? Do they look like this is like bad news for us, or does this look like these guys are ready to fight if we fuck up, but they're they don't expect it to come to that?
Make an insight check for me. Let's make a second one here.
Would Barrow be able to do the same?
Please,
A little
yeah.
bit on it.
While they're doing that, can I like ask one of the guards who he said he like followed, or like what lord he followed?
Are you asking the leader or one of his guards here?
Whoever seems the least likely to say fuck off to me if I ask.
Okay, give me 2 seconds here.
Okay.
So was that a 14 on insight for both of you?
Yep, 14.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looking at these men, you get the impression that they're all merely doing their duty and don't seem to get anything as far as what their motives might be. They remain tight-lipped. It could be that they're simply concealing it and that they're good at it. But it's very, very difficult to tell whether or not they are menacing, or if they're just doing their job, or if they indeed intend to help you.
Are they walking with their hands on their pommels, or just walking, like, just casually around us?
They're moving very casually, though you do notice that they scan, like, left and right, occasionally looking at tents as they go by. You get the sense that they're ready to leap to combat if need be, but they don't have their hands on their weapons.
Okay. Well, that's a good sign, at least.
Now, I will say that you can definitely go up and chit-chat with one of these people if you wish. Who would you think would be better to talk to? One of the guards or the actual leader is up to you, Talius. As you get over towards them, all of them seem pretty much on this like a similar level, so it's pretty much up to you whether or not you want to speak to a member of authority or maybe one of his underlings, as far as avoiding being shanked.
Can I just like, to no one in particular, can I just say like, so who exactly are we going to meet again?
One of the guards immediately turns around, holds up a fingers to his mouth, and goes, "Shh."
Fuck.
Who is this Lord Shh?
A couple of them exchange like a glance, and then they just keep going.
Can I roll like an intelligence check to like think back to who they said they followed? Because I vaguely remember them saying that they're like, yeah, we follow this lord.
Ah,
They did say we just didn't write notes. 'Cause we're
Yeah.
assholes.
if you
They
didn't
said
write
that they
notes,
wouldn't
then I'll
disclose
say
it.
that you don't know.
They didn't disclose it last time. They said that it's none of our business. He'd rather keep his name private.
So, while you're being dragged off here, that which you would remember seems to be very little, though, Mac, you would remember that they didn't actually disclose the name, and that it's a lord who this man believes will be sympathetic to your cause, but you haven't been given an actual title. So, pretty much all you know is that they're supposed to be on your side, and you're being led off to a noble's estate. That's the gist of it.
I think we should just kill him, guys.
Is that table talk, or are you just saying that?
That's what Telius is thinking.
Mhm. He's speaking to his headmates.
Mac wants to use his voice for reason for once, so we'll see.
Wow, okay. There might be hope for the group yet.
Do any of them? Oh,
The last
sorry.
time he said that, he admitted to the police that we were pirates. So don't say that. Don't give him the hope that he's the voice of reason for once.
What were you gonna
There's
say?
no
Sir?
such thing.
Do any of them look like they have military experience? Just
Oh.
their gait, what they're wearing.
It is plain to see that all of them have been through some battles, and that they are not new to combat, and have likely been drilled in some sort of army routine at some point.
Interesting.
This will say, I'm gonna start following these guys. I'm gonna walk directly behind Kunu, looking at his back.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, because we're following the new face of our group.
I see. Okay. All right. So do you guys chit chat at all, or just continue along the way here?
In the same way I asked about the Lord, can I just be like, hey, can I stop to use the bathroom real quick? I have to go to the bathroom.
That's not gonna go over well.
One of them turns and pauses to look at you. Do you intend to use the bathroom, or are you just looking for a getaway here?
I was gonna use it as a getaway. However, can I use it as a little bit of both?
Roll a deception check, please.
Fuck.
You don't.
I need to take I need to fucking get deception. Efficiency. Wow. No.
Wow.
That's a failure.
The guard turns towards you, and he looks at you for a brief second. And as you say this, your voice kind of wavers in such a way that not only alerts him, but you can tell shows that your true intentions are clearly out on display. And you know this. You're completely aware that your bluff has not passed. He stares at you for just a second there, and then says, "It is close. Don't worry. Just be quiet for now, and keep your mouth shut. I don't want to speak too much about this, Lord, while traveling through the tents."
I was just shaking my head. This is
Yeah.
Can I whisper, or can I use minor illusion to like whisper into someone's ear?
Nope.
Can I try that? Or is that seems like a bad idea? Fuck.
I was looking at Talius. Yeah, keep your mouth shut.
Well, Monday is badideas.com, so...
Oh.
How many people are around us right now? Are we like walking through crowds of people?
Right now,
Oh,
there
shit, you could
is
actually whisper.
the leader in front of you, his 6 guards behind him, you 6 behind them, and then on your sides and in front of you and behind you guys, there are different tents here and there, usually spaced out enough so there's maybe like 30 or 40 feet in between them. And so you're going through like a crowded like a extra city area, a place where people seem to culminate because the actual city itself is just not big enough to contain all of them, so that it spills out beyond the walls into all these tents. You can see horses that have been tied up with rope. You can see people sitting down by little fires, having chat, and people like pouring tea, that sort of thing. There's people around you. It's nothing like the busy streets inside, but there are people all over the place.
Okay. That's all. I was gonna do something. I don't want to do it anymore.
Okay. So it seems like most people are thinking about going along here. But Talius, I can't help but feel as though perhaps there's another plan hatching. What are you doing? What are you doing over
Stop
there?
tempting him, you demon speaker.
It's always the people that wear a mask, dude. Fucking, you can't trust them.
Fuck. Jaraskin was great.
If it means
That was true.
anything, ever since his false bluff, I've been keeping an eye on him,
Okay.
watching for shifty behavior.
From this masked man that you're traveling with?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean,
He's super edgy.
He's a filthy.
Talius is looking for like different entryways to like alleys and stuff, or
Well,
like
there's just
nearby.
tents around you. So, I mean, you can
Just
run
tents.
behind a
There's-
tent or like dive into one or something, but there's no alleyways.
Do I see him being all shifty?
Oh, interesting. You might go ahead and make a perception check for me.
I mean, I have a mask on that hides
How do you
my
feel about that?
appearance and my facial.
18.
features.
Okay. So, looking over at Talius here, you've been traveling with this man for some time, and the two of you have been through an ordeal or two and a few battles. He looks like the eyes dart behind his mask a little bit more than usual, and you get the sense that he's feeling uneasy about this whole thing. But that's about it.
I abandon my strategic post behind Kunu, and I walk over the Titus and put my arms around his shoulder to say, "We're almost there, friend."
You feel
Swag.
supremely reassured.
I'm just, AKA, I have my hands on him so he can't go anywhere.
Okay. You get a handhold of the slippery man.
We just keep walking.
Okay.
If
Try
we get
some
near a building, tell me.
Yeah, please try.
Okay. As you all continue to travel on, you eventually get to a point where the city is starting to fall behind you, and the tents are becoming more sparse. And along the lake, you can see off in the distance what looks like a noble's estate. Unmistakable. Here, there is greenery, which has been shaped, though it has kind of suffered, it seems, due to the weather. Shaped in a large square around it, and there's an incredibly impressive mansion made of sandstone that sits at its center. All around it, you can see what looks like rows and rows that have been laid out in the dirt, different places for crops and things like that, and what looks like secondary buildings that have been placed here and there throughout the estate. The whole thing is pretty big and would easily make up, like, I'd say maybe like a tenth of the city itself.
Being from Baccaral,
Mhm.
would I know of this noble's estate? Like the fact that I travel around and stuff?
Oh. Roll a history check for me.
Oh. Let me just double check what that is. Oh. that's
Do you
not bad.
have proficiency? Because otherwise...
Yes, I
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh!
Oh, that's 19.
19. Okay.
Almost 2.
An extra one would have been good. Yeah, that was almost 2. Looking at this estate, you're actually, to some degree, familiar with it. You've made a trip outside of your home city more than once, and you've been to this city here and there. So you've seen some of these large estates, and you happen to know that this one is one that has been in the same ownership for some time. In other words, it's a house that has a long lineage, though you actually don't know anything about the lineage, only that it's been here for quite a while and has stood the test of time.
Would I know positive towards the town of Adis or nah?
You have no idea.
Fuck. All right. Cool.
You just know that
They're
they've been
looking
at it for a while, and that ownership of this estate has not changed as the eons have drifted by. At least that's what the
Just
people
start
say.
salivating a little bit. Just what mysteries could I uncover here?
I love how there's the chat going on here. Is anything happening while you guys are being led off to this estate? Has anybody got anything they would need to do?
Yeah, now that we're away from the tents, I'm going to say, you know, friend, I can tell that you're men of character. I, too, have served, and I'm going to, like, gesture towards my little military insignia.
Where is that? From where did you get that insignia? What nation is that from?
Oh, Novaria.
Okay.
Shit, would that make a
Oh,
huge difference?
Yes, it might.
So
Would
let's
my
see.
character know the, culture in this place, or not at all?
You would know that. You would know that the two are very different cultures. Like they're pretty extreme on one end to the other, but they haven't actually been at war with one another for like a long time. There's not really any ill blood. They're just considered kind of foreign.
All
So
right.
I
Yeah,
leave it up
fair
to you
enough.
if you want to show that to them or not.
Yeah, I'm just going to say, I can tell that you're men of discipline and culture. You certainly worked to get to where you are. We don't want any trouble. It would be great if you could just reassure the rest of our group, especially the skittish one, and I'm going to gesture to Talius, that you don't mean any trouble.
Interesting. Make a persuasion roll for me, and make it with advantage. It seems that the guards have seen your insignia, and it has bought some sort of street cred with them in a weird way.
Damn, what a dope man. Got cred.
Oh.
But he ain't got rolls, nigga!
That's not good. That's a 14.
Okay, alright. Some of the men look over, and a couple of them nod, and most of them just immediately go back to their march, but the leader turns around and he starts to speak over his shoulder to you. And he says, "Have I not said enough? My master is aligned to your cause. You have no worry."
I'm gonna insight check that. Just
Go for it.
the
I am
only
as
reason
well.
I asked that was
Do we
so
even
they could
have
say
a
it again.
cause?
Oh,
Oh my god!
You have no idea if he's being truthful or not.
Shit. Well, there goes that plan.
I'm gonna start humming.
No! Stop with your humming. Stop that shit. Every time you hum,
Can
shit
I-
hits the fan.
Is there any way that I can like get over to Talius's side
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like whisper to him?
You're all within like
Oh.
5 or 10 feet of one another.
Do I feel like it would be possible to whisper to him without?
You could certainly try, yeah?
All right, I'm gonna whisper to him. Wait, if you don't lighten up there, buddy, I'm gonna take that mask off in the middle of town here. Capiche?
Oh shit!
Let's just see what they have to offer. Need comes to fighting, we'll take care of it when we have to.
Kudo just got real.
One last scan around the area.
You
Now
are right
flank
now
on both sides.
We
You're
are
traveling
in the
through
middle
an
of
empty
fuck off.
field of sand on the way to this estate.
Okay. I'm swapping from my combat humming to my lullaby humming, and I'm rolling my coin along my fingers. But I'm trying to not be shady or trying not to run. Because I want to run so bad.
Right.
While traveling along there, the group goes incredibly close to the estate, eventually getting to a point where the shrubbery breaks and has been fashioned into a rather nice-looking gate, complete with stonework and iron rods. The whole thing is closed, but it seems not locked. And
Is
the
it
guard...
nice stonework?
Oh, you can definitely give it a look. Make a perception check for me.
Can I have advantage since I'm a stone worker?
You're only given a few seconds here to make like your passive check. But if you don't have
Oh.
perception, I'll let you add your.
No, I have perception.
Okay.
It's a 23.
It looks like it's pretty good, but not really by today's standards. It seems as though this gate was made so long ago that it's kind of outdated in a way. But it's
It's
kind of like
worn
good
down
for
a
its
little
time.
bit from the sand. The sand
Yeah,
and the
exactly.
wind.
A lot of the stone is worn by the winds and everything. So, as you're traveling through here, you get to the gate eventually, and they all begin to step in, and a couple of them sort of wait by the gates, and you can see that there is another regiment of guard here as well. Are you guys going in?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Don't
no.
we kind of
At this-
have to?
At this time, Barrow is just like kind of just like blindly at the front, just like walking up, just like, yep, we're doing this.
Do our slaves recognize this place by any chance?
Ah, your slaves are
Oh,
drugged and weren't able to remember anything other than being carted around during their trip.
Okay. So I wanted to make sure. You're
Forgot
fine.
we were still slaves.
I fucking hate Buckaroo. I'm going in. I fucking hate this place.
Okay, so
I
you
love
guys
this
pass
place.
the gate, including yourself, Talius. Do you go in through
Also-
the gate?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Also, is this Baccaral or is it Zorencia?
You are in Baccaral right now.
Oh, okay.
The gates close behind your group, and the leader continues to wander off. And while he's wandering here, he begins to talk more, seemingly more at ease now that he's inside the estate, and he becomes a good deal more chatty with you, his tone going from a transactional one to one of maybe just somebody you're having a beer with at the bar. And he says, it's good to be back home. Where are all of you from?
The sea?
I'm from
I see.
Dakota.
I
No, very-
recognize that you are from around here, friend. The city down
Most-
south, is it?
Yes. Most don't. Blue eyes are a bit odd, but yes.
He takes note of some of your different ethnicities, giving a long stare to your Goliath companion, and especially the Furbolg one afterwards, and gives a brief glance over in your direction, Talius. I'd like you to make an insight check for me.
You're fucked. Wait, what'd you roll? I didn't see it.
He rolled a
Rolled
3.
Ooh.
You don't think that he's on to you in your plan to get away. As he gives you a glance, it seems as though he's just like, this guy, and then that's it. Turning back towards the rest of the group, he says, this is the great estate of my master. Perhaps you know of it. And he turns over towards you, Barrow. Or Barrow,
Oh.
sorry. It's Barrow, right?
It doesn't matter. Borrow,
Okay.
borrow.
Oh, God.
Just go. I recognize it, but I don't actually know who your master is.
If you were a native of this city, you would probably know this is Hanuf's estate. He's been here for a long time.
I do know that, but I'm a noob.
So I'll give you that name as it might become relevant at some point. And I know how much you guys like to write notes.
Casey's spelling. And Anuf.
Do I know the name at least?
Oh, another
know
history
this.
check, please. Maybe you
Oh,
do,
okay.
maybe you don't.
Guys, I just took my first notes of D&D ever. There we go.
21.
21. You are familiar with this. House Hanuf has been around for a long time. Indeed, this is their estate. You had no idea that the one that you had gazed upon, with its incredible age, was actually theirs. You had figured it would be one of the larger ones further around the lake. They have been a stalwart noble family here for many, many generations. Not one of the largest, nor one of the smallest, but a sturdy one at that, and honorable as well.
Like, just make a sigh of relief. Alright. Well, it is good to know. I'm just gonna look over at Talius. We are, or I'm gonna look at everyone. I wouldn't know that Talius is freaking out right now. Just good. We are in good hands. This is.
Talius just immediately runs. Just like swan dives into the bush.
This is,
Superman that hoe.
this is an honorable place. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to meet this man. I've never actually gone close to any nobles, just to their doorstep before. I would love to learn the history.
Is this place called Allstate? You said we're in good hands.
Yes, it is.
God damn it, Casey.
The Holy Falls State.
10 out of 10.
That's
Indeed. All right.
Fuck.
I'm gonna keep walking forward, like even more relaxed now.
Cerebrit says, wow.
As he should.
Wow.
As you
Alright.
continue forth, you notice a little bit about the estate and how it's kind of like a self-contained city in a way. The lands here look as though they haven't been able to bear crops, but if they could, then everything would be pretty much complete here. There's barracks off in the distance, the sound of some sort of craftsman in another building, what looks to be a stable over in the corner of the estate as well. A long coastline that hits up on the lake shore there. There's a grand mansion over towards its center. Pretty much anything. Are you guys going to do anything before you get up to the mansion doors, which is where it seems that you are being led to?
Just following along.
Yep.
These are
Just-
good people.
Just
Before
following.
These are
before
great
we
people.
walk in, I want to prestidigitation myself, clean off all the travel, wear and tear.
Make yourself look presentable?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. You clean yourself up, and with some silence here, your group eventually makes it up to the grand doors. There are more guards here, as one would expect, and they open the doors for the group and bow. They bow to the leader here, and then towards your group, as though you were honored guests and not just a bunch of ruffians pulled off from the outside here. As you're dragged inside, you make your way through.
Dragged?
Escorted. Escorted inside, you pass into a large entrance hall with a very beautiful set of like white stonework that drags out, and a like blue and green carpet that has gone all the way from here up to a set of heavy staircases. At the top of the staircase, there is a man dressed in these bluish and green robes who has a very heavy and dark, like black beard that comes down from his chin and extends partly down his chest, and he wears a turban over his head of a similar color, completely black there. His eyebrows are incredibly bushy, and his face, though a little bit far away from your group at the moment because the room is so large, seems to be that of an aged man, past 40 or 50. This is probably somebody on the cusp of being considered elderly. He steps down the steps towards you and throws his arms wide as though in some sort of like heartfelt greeting towards your group. He says, "Ah, you finally come. What took you so long?"
Would I recognize this as Hanaf?
From his dress and what looks to be the colors of the house here, you are almost certain that this is the lord of the house.
And just one more thing. What is the traditional like gesture of just greeting to one of nobility?
You would probably bow towards them and may speak to them and call them my lord. That's up to you, though, whether or not you wish to do that. You could always disrespect the man if you wish.
No, like at walking at the front of the group, just because I've been like just so entranced by everything, I'm just gonna instantly bow. My lord, it is a beautiful estate that you have here. It is quite wonderful indeed.
Good sir, it's nice to meet you.
Strangely enough, this man seems to be like very, very familial and friendly and warm, and exchanges a hug with the leader here, and they kind of give a couple of hushed words here as you guys go ahead and make your own entrances. The man that has led you to the estate at this point kind of like fades away to the back, stepping away towards the wall and grabbing what looks to be like a little carafe of water here on a table, while the actual head of the house steps up. And he says, yes, well, I've done what I can to keep the place in good order over the years. It's my pleasure to meet all of you. I trust the travel was without complication.
It was splendid as I stare at Thalius.
We've had no implications. It was quite well. We just got a little hung up. Our friends are finishing some errands in town is all.
And what did you think of the town?
Scary?
Never really went in it.
What is your name, sir? And he looks over at you, Mac.
My name is Mac, the motherfucking Illmatic.
Oh, just gotta like look over at him, horrified that he decided to just swear in front of the Lord.
I apologize for my ally's rudeness. He's not accustomed.
He seems to take it pretty well, and you guys make your quick apologies, but he kind of holds up like a hand both over in your direction, at first there, Barrow, and then over towards you, Belay, and kind of just, you know, motions that it's okay. And he looks over to you and smiles and says, Mac, I have met many throughout the years. Some with more, some with strange titles, just like yourself. I'm glad that you speak freely about the city. It is true that it is not as good as it once was. Come, there is much to talk about. Are you all hungry, thirsty?
I'll never turn down food or drink
Good
or
man.
anything of gluttonous pleasure.
Of course you won't.
He turns over towards the rest of you to see your reaction.
I'm just like on Mac's coattail.
Okay.
Your hospitality is very much appreciated.
I feel like it's
want to refuse you.
My bad.
No, what's up?
I was just gonna say, I feel like it's worth noting that when everybody was bowing to Kunu, he would have been bowing to all of like the servants and stuff in return,
Okay.
like everybody. And then when I saw Barrow bow to the Lord, I would have like followed suit. I'm just like bowing left and right here.
Bow, 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 bow.
Okay. The servants in the room all receive a bow from you, and I'd like you to make a persuasion check for me, please.
I thought about
Fish
shaking all their
party.
hands and I realized I was too big for them.
Oh, shit.
That's a big old 5.
Okay.
Wait,
Um,
no, persuasion. I actually have a +2, I think.
Alright.
Yeah, that's a 7.
They don't seem to bow back to you, trying to keep their composure and everything as this meeting goes on, and eventually the lord of the house here starts to lead you off. You're taken over towards a dining hall, which is around the corner here, and you note that everybody in this house seems to fall into one of two castes. There is servants that you can see here and there, and then what would appear to be royal guards. Those that have been dressed very much like the ones that escorted you here, though their gear is gilded with gold and they have heavy insignias and all the like. Clearly, they've been through quite a lot and are some heavily decorated soldiers, or at least keep up the appearances. You're dragged into this dining hall here, and it seems as though there's a spread of food that's already been placed on a fairly large table for you all. And he kind of extends a hand out, his robes flowing underneath like the sea's waves, and motions for you all to sit down.
Could I insight check him to see if anything sinister is going on?
Oh.
Just trust me.
What are you looking for exactly? It might change
To see
what check you're doing.
if his hospitality is feigned, maybe if the food's poisoned. I don't know. He seems very welcome.
Okay, sure, make an insight check. It could be that this is a ploy.
Paranoid. To be fair, we were just slaves, so I don't.
10.
10. Okay. Looking at this man, it seems like he's genuinely welcoming you into his house, and you don't get any feelings of ill will from him.
That's enough for me. Man.
You trust
So-
that the food is not poisoned.
Looking at this table, what looks like the head of the table?
Ah. This table is completely circular, so there really isn't one.
Oh.
Though there are windows that point out to the lake, and you could put yourself facing those, or on the opposite, so the lake was behind you, I guess, if you wanted.
I want to sit as close to the homeboy as I can.
Ah. The homeboy being this bearded man.
Yes.
Okay, sure. He motions for all of you to sit and takes his own place here at the table. And as he sits, you notice that he doesn't really seem to eat, just kind of grabbing what appears to be a drink that he pours for himself from like a little carafe here, and actually, in a weird sort of way, swats away one of the servant girls who come over to go and pour it for him, and then he reassures him, no, it's fine, and gets it for himself.
So you said there were windows, right?
There are a set of 2 large windows here, which go outside towards the lake.
Okay.
Is there glass in those windows?
There is.
I'm just gonna I'm not gonna sit down, I'm just gonna go position myself next to a window.
Okay.
Darius, sit down. It would be rude if we did not indulge the kindness that we are being given.
God fucking damn it, you guys.
The Lord turns over towards you and echoes some of the sentiment that one of your companions gives, naturally, seeing as how they both live here. He says to you, come, have a sit at the table, even if you're not hungry. It would be rude not to do so, especially given that I let you in here wearing a mask.
Mother.
Come now, Darius.
I'm sitting at the
I pat the
The-
seat
the-
next to
the
me.
portion-
Darius.
fuck yourself. I'm sitting at the portion of the circle that's closest to a window.
Which is right
I
behind
want
him.
to quickly say to him, it's reasonable for him to wear a mask. You see, we're all warriors of many different backgrounds, and I'm gonna slowly take off my glove and show him my arm with like melted burn scars all over it.
You mean the arm that currently has a shackle on it?
Yeah.
Ah, perfect.
All right. I guess I wouldn't be able to take it off then. All right.
Put
never
yourselves
mind.
around the table wherever you want.
I swear to fucking god, guys.
Oh. Alright, which one's homeboy? Is it this dude? Yeah.
Just
Kuno.
cozy.
Yeah, right next to me.
I like how I didn't even have to move in case he just grabs me and puts me next to him.
It's like, nah, nigga.
Fucking god.
Do we want to let Darius sit all the way over there by himself?
This is
I
a
mean,
massive
I
fucking
just-
table, by the way.
I just
It's
want
huge,
to point
yeah.
out that I had cast mage armor earlier this day, and that it's still active. It hasn't been 8 hours yet.
Alright.
Oh yeah, because you did get shot by a shitload of arrows. Did we ever remove those?
Yeah, we did.
And Varys, where are you?
Making my way downtown.
I hope you guys know that I'm running. The moment that I'm not saying and fighting.
What a little bitch.
I want to, before I reach for any food, I want to hold up my arms and say it's a little inconvenient to dine in shackles. Is there any way one of your men could take them off of me?
I'm gonna look at him horrified at what he's just done.
He turns over towards you and his face just goes blank.
I'm swapping back to my combat humming.
You
Oh,
dumb-
my lord, we have found ourselves in a bit of a predicament where, well,
His hand
we don't
comes
even
down
know.
and slaps heavy on the table. Afterwards, he immediately breaks into a roaring laughter. And he looks over at you, Barrow, and seems to be taking great pleasure in, like, your displeasure.
just looking at him, just like, I do not understand, sir.
He snaps his fingers and points to one of the guards, and they step over, and you can hear the sound of somebody messing with like a keychain and a ring heavy with keys. He says, "Please, help out our dinner guest here. It seems he has still not gotten out of his chains."
Meanwhile, Kunu is like bent over the table, just shoving his face with every bit of food he can get.
And I'm gonna look over at him and just wait. Were you the one who put us in chains, my lord?
No, I'm not.
Then how would you have?
Can I insight
key?
check that?
You certainly
I'm
can.
sorry. I'm sorry. No, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, no.
But that's an insight check right there. Please
How
don't be
would you-
another 3. That's.
You're
I don't
so-
even know why. I don't even know why.
Why would he have keys then to our
Yeah.
to our chains?
He turns over towards you, Barrow, and he says, "The house of Hanuf has stood for many years. I have my ways. But no, I did not place them in chains myself."
Yeah. Thank you, and I'm just gonna hold out my wrist as well. Bye.
You as well. Okay. Please help him too, if you would.
When I was over in
Thank
the
you.
locksmithing, when I was over in the blacksmithing area, did I notice any locksmiths set up? Like people that might make keys and locks and things?
Oh, you passed by a building here where you could hear the sound of craftsmen working, but you don't actually know what kind of work they do.
Okay.
So it could be that there's a locksmith there. It could be that there's somebody that fashions manacles. Who knows?
Would I, as a blacksmith, would I know if, most of the locks in a town of this size would probably be made by one shop or several?
A
Because
town
if
of
they
this
were all
size,
made-
there's probably a few craftsmen.
Okay, good to know. Thank you.
There's another thing worth noting, which is that... Actually, no, you probably wouldn't know this. No, you wouldn't know this from your backstory. It takes a moment, but eventually the guard comes over, and sure enough, the keys do open up your shackles. Though it seems that he has a keyring with a few different keys, and he actually tries one or two which seem to fail, and then eventually one is found, and click, sure enough, the same key unlocks both of your shackles here, and you're free to move around, and they're taken away from you. The guardsman kind of plucks them off of you at first, and asks if you want to keep them or not.
Gonna look at him. Actually, I would. Thank you.
Souvenir, perhaps. So he hands you 2 manacles. They're not attached together, so they're not really useful for that, but they do make up very large, chunky bracelets in a way.
Yeah. Perfect.
Did we save the other set of these as well?
The other side?
I would have wanted to keep them as well.
Okay, yes,
Good.
you can add those to your backpack.
I don't want those to do something later.
Well, that is related to why I have called you here, and it is good to have you all at the table, finally.
It's a pleasure to be here. What have you summoned us for, sir?
He makes a hand motion to the guards, and they begin to leave the room.
Oh, that kind of conversation.
As the guards are leaving, you note that all of them go, save for one who re-enters into the room, and you recognize it as the leader who had led you here. He seems to step in, though he keeps himself by the door over in the corner. You guys doing anything?
No, just staring intently, munching on a piece of fruit or something, just a fresh piece of fruit, just because that's fucking rare.
Talius?
Do you know the drunk rat passive animation?
No.
I
Just,
am
oddly
twiddling your
specific.
hands.
Oh, Junkrat.
I am
Yeah,
Yeah.
not drunk rat.
Yes.
Junkrat, sorry. Yeah, no, I'm looking everywhere. I'm not touching any fucking thing on the table. Absolutely not. Nothing. I'm not ingesting anything.
Okay. The guards go to leave, and this man steps and kind of takes their place. A group of almost 10 men replaced with one, and the leader looks over, or sorry, not the leader, but the lord of the house looks over across the table and stares at you, Talius, alone, with 5 chairs to your left and 5 chairs to your right. shaking and looking around, and he says, "My friend, are you all right?"
Yeah, perfectly fine. Thank you for asking.
He's a little nervous. We've been through some crap today. The shady parts of the city. Just let him be.
Do not like how he is acting. I've been kind and offered food and place at my own table, and here this man sits with some of the worst manners I've ever seen. Not a word as he enters, wears a mask into another man's home.
This is fair.
I would like to apologize for him.
I'm gonna stand up.
Been attacked in the city. I'm gonna just give him a look like Talia, sit down.
I stand
just
up and
kick
I
him
give
out of the
him
house.
the most courtly bow that I remember from my days. I say I very much apologize, Lord Hanuf, I believe. I do not mean to cause any disrespect. And I'm
Says to you-
lying out of my teeth.
Okay, make a deception check for me, please.
Why would you say that? Why would you preface it?
Well, he's got to be truthful.
Yeah,
No, why?
that's a 3.
Why? Stop rolling shit!
I'm just gonna be looking horrified some more, just like, what? Why?
Again, he's very rattled from his travel, and he was attacked in the city earlier. I'm sure you know the crime problem that sits there.
He stares over at you, Talius, and then his gaze drifts towards the back corner of the room. A knowing glance is exchanged between him and the heavily armored man by the door, and soon his gaze falls upon you, and he stares at you and continues to watch you as you stand over there on the other side of the table. Do you sit back down?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Stay here.
He's a mouthful of food. Do you want me to go over there and keep him in line?
The lord of the house says, that sounds like something I wouldn't want to have in my own dining hall, but I would appreciate it if...
I just like reposition over here, leaving like a large empty section of the table in front of me where I've eaten all the food. And I'll just like continue my rampage on this dining from
You just
seat
wanted
next
to
to
move over
Thalius.
there so that you could eat more.
I just wanted more food.
Like a grazing animal with stomachs that can never be filled, you choose a new side of the table. One where the appetites have been sparse or non-existent. And,
This is really good, by the way.
Thank you, yes. Now then, perhaps I can offer you some sort of reassurance that you needn't worry or be so nervous. I am one of the many lords that run this country, and such, there are powers available to me and the rest of nobility in town. However, things have gotten dire as of late. And as he says this, he stares over towards Barrow and Belay. He continues. It seems that slave trafficking has returned to the city. It's been gone for some time. Officially, it's been gone for longer. But every now and then, when the nobles of this town grow tired of their normal games, it seems to rear its ugly head again. Smuggling gangs and murder cults. Kinds of things that I don't wish to see in my fair city. My family has always found itself on the side of righteousness, and I tend to do what I can to oppose these. Now, I see that 2 of you have been personally affected, and the rest of you don't exactly strike me as the kind of people I wouldn't want this thing to continue. So I have an offer to make you. A proposition, a deal that would benefit not only the town, but the world as well. He looks around
find
the
your-
table. What's that, Mac?
I was going to tell I find that your position of such things seems to be quite respectable and in line with my beliefs, and I believe that an offer that you can make us, I think, would be quite well.
Thank you, Mac. Now, as it is, we have tried to stop things here, but it seems that more nobles have taken to this trade than I had thought. The problem has gotten out of hand. I fear that the city will soon be lost to these deeds. Things might get worse. However, there may still be time to do something. I have at my disposal, let's say, a few voices in the shadows, some friends in strange places. But even with them, it does not seem that they can accomplish the task that I need. Things have gotten far worse. Now, if I could have your help to make this city a much better place. There is a lord here, a man by the name of Abu Jalen, and his entire estate. I'm a bit of a hotbed for this sort of trade, one that I wish to put an end to. I've done what I can to damage his household, trying to take away money from his bank. I can, driving business away, but nothing that I do seems to slow this down. There are too many working with him now, you see.
Sorry. Are you reading what's going off to the side? Abu.
Nice.
Ah, perfect.
Nailed it.
Almost
10
got
out of
the
10.
there. Is the way that Soup spelt it actually correct?
It's very close.
What?
Wait, is it actually a Y?
Oh, sorry. No, it's that was too close to the U.
Oh, say like nigga, his name was Abu, not Abi.
Good old Abby.
And so, how do you suppose that we would weaken his trade? What could a few adventurers do?
Well, I fear that the time for that has passed, and no longer can I take these side measures. I'll have to make an attack directly on him. I fear that what I must ask of you is not some sort of minor thing. I intend to have you remove Jalen's from this world.
My
Oh.
lord. That is a heavy ask.
Yes. However, shall not be too difficult. I have much knowledge at my disposal. That the Jalen family is thin. There are a few of them. And if we can remove a few, the whole family should collapse. We'll not have to worry about the slave trade. At least their accomplices will be able to be dealt with through other means without or assassins. But at this point, Spirit is my only option.
I'm gonna stand up at the table and look at him and bow. Just, you have my word. In Strela's name. What they're doing is not right. And I find your will just in cause. I personally will do this for you. These men here, I hope they will join me. But this is something that I will do.
Oh, someone used the stairs. I'm sorry.
Oh, did you not hear any of that?
No, I got it. You swore to him that you would do it in hope that everyone would jump in. He looks towards the rest of you and goes to see what your reaction is, after, of course, giving you a nod and a smile.
Please understand that this is not a matter of reward. We would only take this, or I would only take this, if the information that you would be able to give us is sound, solid.
I have a spy master that I'd be willing to have you speak with if you wish.
That would do much to ease my worries, thank you.
I can share with you what information he has. I assure you that everything that I've managed to get is reliable. And what do the rest of you say? Would not have slavery return to Skyfall like it did in the old days when the High Elves ruled over us.
Certainly not.
I stare across the table at Talius. Like, yeah, slavery just isn't something that belongs in this world, and anything we can do to help rid that force from it would probably be the best, and I'll do what I can to aid in this cause as best I can.
Talius, what are you thinking / feeling right now?
Right now, I'm not believing a single word he's saying, and I'm thinking about how I can figure out if he is the slave master, or if he's just trying to eliminate a political opponent.
I see. Make an insight check.
This is like Jay from Thursday, dude.
I'm just gonna roll a dice just to show that I can roll higher than him.
Well,
What did he roll?
He rolled a
Two.
2.
Yeah.
Two's
Let's see what the
ceiling
dice
for tonight.
tower says.
Holy shit.
Oh, that was almost a
Yeah.
2. That was very close. Okay.
Guys, we're gods.
Staring from across the table, this man gives his speech and his offer. And by the end of it, you're convinced that, though he does intend to pay you for this deed, that his reasons for it are not what he says they are. You think that he does intend to remove a political opponent by doing this, and is not out really to stamp out slavery.
I'm in.
The large burly man to your right here seems to think otherwise.
I pat Talius on the back and I'm like, "You're in, right, bud?"
I should like to explore your compound further before I make any lasting arrangements or promises.
Dude, what the fuck, man? I brought you into his house. He gives us delicious food and drink. He takes the handcuffs off our buddies. He wants us to kill some slavers. And you're gonna demand to see his house?
The man over by the door seems to step over towards you, and as he makes like 10 feet, 20 feet advance over in your direction, Talius, he says, "You have been invited into my house, and have taken in the food and hospitality of our lord. You will show him respect." He puts his hand on the top of his blade here at his side.
All right, I'm gonna do another deep, almost sarcastic bow and say, "I beg your forgiveness. May I please see the rest of your beautiful home and possibly the servants that are working for you?"
I mean, would this truly be a problem if he was escorted? I really believe he means you no harm, despite him quite capable.
The man over here wanders towards you, and as he does, he seems to pull something from his breastplate here, and he lets out a whistle from a small piece of metal here, and the doors open and guards begin to flood into the room. He steps over towards you, and while he gets closer, he actually gives you a look, Kunu, and he says, "Grab him."
I move to restrain Talius.
Do you fight the restraint, Telius?
Nope, nope, nope.
Let me just check one thing real quick.
Misty step.
You mother.
Oh wait, how many spells have you used? We didn't get a long rest, did we?
Yeah, we haven't long rested.
We got a short rest.
Shit. I don't even have.
We did get a short rest. Oh, wizard. He's hard.
Yeah, I'm gonna start blade slinging, and I will resist.
What the?
Okay.
Oh, no. That's not good.
Let's do it.
Okay. Make an athletics check. Contested by Talius's check here.
Hold on. If he gets the blade thing, can I rage?
Sure.
Cool.
While these shenanigans are going on, I just want to put my components pouch on the table in front of me and just sort of, make sure he knows I mean no trouble. I'm not a part of this.
Okay.
Both got 19s.
Athletics is a 24 for me.
It's 22.
Wait, I can't cutting words this, can I?
I don't know if that would work, but either way, the check fails, and try as you might to get away here, you are quickly snatched up by Kunu, who immediately flies into a rage and nabs you off of your chair here. The guard quickly runs over as well, and as he comes over here, he goes to restrain you and gets a hold of you too.
Can I just make a quick intelligence check of how high up we are?
You are on the ground floor.
I'm misty stepping through the window.
Oh shit!
Okay, give me 2 seconds.
Oh shit!
Jesus Christ, you dumb bitch.
This is
I
about
like
to
it.
get.
He's playing Detalius.
Oh, I like it so much. I like it so much.
Are you gonna be mad at me if I do something here? I don't want to be a douche.
I mean, it's a bonus action. Misty step. You could try something.
What's your
It's a
idea,
reaction.
Kunu?
Would I
Yeah,
see
for that.
him? Because Misty Step has components, right? Like there's
No.
like things. you
It's
need
verbal
that would
only.
just anything.
Just verbal.
Well, that when I hear him start to say stuff, because I've probably seen him do it before. Can I just like grab at his mask and try and like pull his mask away from him before he can do anything?
Oh.
I
Does
mean,
have him in a grapple,
It's
so
you
it's a
are
reaction.
raging, however. So do you really have the presence of mind to grab my mask?
So, okay,
I'm
so
probably
both of you guys
grabbing
can
it
shut
every
the fuck up
time.
for a minute. So, with you guys both holding on to him, all he has to do basically is say the magic words to be gone.
Okay.
So what I would say is that you could do that if you can beat him in an initiative check.
Nah, I'll let it go off. If it's like even like that, I was just thinking like if there was like time to react to him saying things,
Mhm.
but that's what Cooney would have done. But I wouldn't have grabbed for his mask until he had started doing that, so he probably would get it off before I could grab his mask.
Okay. So your spell finishes here. You say a couple of magic words, and there's almost a brief moment where the man who's holding you here, not Kunu, but the other one, has like a second where he realizes what you're up to. His eyes go wide for a second, but it's too late, and your spell finishes. Let's see here. Unoccupied space that you can see. Where do you want to go? Just like out here?
30 feet out.
Yeah. Alright.
Alright.
In a poof of
There
smoke,
we go.
silvery mist is all that you are holding on to here, Kunu. And you watch as outside, Talius just appears on the ground there, outside.
Can I do a reaction at seeing him outside?
Sure.
I
Yeah,
am
what do you
running.
think? What are you doing here? We're not really in
I'm
combat,
going to I'm going to be sprinting to like the window and casting Compelled Duel on him.
Interesting.
You have to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Okay, give me a quick sec here.
Can we all just roll initiative because we're all just chasing downtown?
Yeah.
Just be entirely honest here.
One creature that you can see within range must make a Wisdom saving throw. Alright, that's you, Talius.
Alright, I'm just gonna check. I don't think Blade Singing gives me any wisdom advantages. Nope. Alright.
That's not.
13.
Oh my god, that's my. That is my save.
Cutting. Let me check real quick.
Motherfucker. I don't think you could do that and save.
And,
Nope, not a save. Nope,
And then
you're
you
right.
get Challenge Divinity. I'm going to champion challenge you.
Fuck
You have to make
God.
it again.
Alright. I want to point out that it was speed of 40. That's
Oh!
Okay.
You finally rolled.
You run over and say out the words for the duel, but it doesn't seem to register here, and you watch as the magic just seems to fade from him. You try a second time, and it's gone. Is there anybody else that has something they're going to attempt to do here before Talius makes his run for it?
I would like to gauge the reaction of the people in the room right now.
Shock.
Do they look at all hostile towards us?
No, not at all.
Alright.
Kunu goes back to eating.
Alright. Oh. Charm Herder guards you as a friendly acquaintance and the spell ends. That doesn't do anything. Charm Person, here you. Oh. Charm Person wouldn't do me any good. No, I mean, I'm just gonna start running towards them and say, like, Talius, you fool, stop it!
Muffled sounds come from beyond the window, and Talius, what direction are you running in? To this side over here is further down the lake, and over here is towards the town. Over here is towards the lake.
Here's towards the lake. How far away am I to the town? That's a while,
Yeah.
isn't it? I'm gonna run down to the lake.
Okay. Talius just beams it, and like you've all seen in combat, he's rather swift as he just makes like a straight line and goes. Immediately, the leader over here turns towards the guard, and he runs over to them, giving them ready and swift instructions. And he says, give out his description to everybody else. Send out the guard. Find him. You must get him. Take him back. And he looks over towards the head at the table here. And they pause for a brief moment. And kind of, everybody is sort of on edge and looking to see what he has to say. Are you guys doing anything right now?
I'm waiting to see what he says.
Yeah, just like hands up, sort of. We mean no harm. We weren't really cool with him.
I'm stuffing my face.
Is it alright if I break your window?
No, it isn't. Who is that man?
Don't know. He's kind like this.
He turns to the guard and says, bring them back to me dead or alive. I don't care. Just bring him back to me. And all the guard begin to file through the door.
That's unfortunate.
He brings him back dead. Is he gonna get him revived?
No.
No?
Now the guard are leaving, and they haven't all left. There's a couple that seem to pause for a second here as the leader has kind of kept them, it seems. And he turns over towards the head of the house and says, should I leave some of the guard here, sir? And he looks over towards them, and then he turns towards the rest of you, and he says, I don't think we have a problem here, do we?
Most
Absolutely
definitely not.
not. We all talk at once.
Everybody just shakes their head at once.
Yep.
Kunu eats.
I want to look at him. Mind if I help you try to find him?
Perhaps if you think you know where it is that he's going to.
I have no idea.
Well, you're welcome to go with the guard.
I'm gonna sprint out with them.
Is
Yes.
Kuno raging?
These two guard take you with them then, and you go running through the halls with them as they make their way. Some of them split off to speak with other guards and tell them the description of this man, what he looks like, his clothes, everything like that, his relative height, blah, blah, blah. And then you're all running down the hall, headed for what looks like an opening, an archway that goes to the outside world. Back in the dining room hall, this man stays at the door here, and occasionally he opens the door to usher some hushed words to people beyond the doorway, which he keeps quite quiet, and you're unable to really hear what he's saying. The man at the table begins to speak up, and he says, "This is not how I had planned it. Friend knows much, things that I've told you in confidence.
And for that we apologize. He is a bit skittish and untrusting of others, and
I feel like it goes more than that now.
Why does he wear a mask? Tell me."
I
Can he
assumed
roll a
he was.
persuasion check?
What's that?
Can he roll a persuasion check
Oh, sure.
for Kuno?
yeah, this dude just rolls over an 11. I'm probably just gonna tell him.
He rolls a 15.
Yeah. Look at Kudu. I give him the nod. Tell him.
He's a high elf. He's looking for some master that's supposedly down around these parts, and
Master
I don't
of
know.
his-
he's been a good ally up till now. Never really turned on any of us. You know, I didn't trust him. I wanted to kill him as soon as we found out, but no, they wanted to keep the high elf around.
Probably using you. That's
He's-
how it always is with the high elves. He turns over towards the man at the door and gives him a nod, and he steps out of the room.
He's never caused us much problem, and he's not smart enough to really use us. So
Fucking whoa.
Well, he was fast and smart enough to escape from you here and go through the window, so...
that's magic.
I
That's
would like
not smart.
to interject for a second. You don't have to be a genius to cast a few spells. For sure, I'm not one.
I'm certainly not that smart.
Well, things here have already gone past the point that I wanted them to. I want to throw any ill words around my dinner table more than I have to. This room has been sullied enough.
Would you prefer to keep us here until he's apprehended? Would prefer to stay at a positive relationship.
Trust you all, and as it is right now, I might have to change plans. He begins to pull at his beard, and I would like all of you to roll a persuasion roll.
Can I give bardic inspiration to Kunu?
Sure.
Is it a D6?
Yep. So I can't give it to myself here. Actually, how many of us are there around the table besides me and other? Everyone gets my 3
Yeah,
dice
but-
of bardic inspiration.
You have time to give one.
Oh, all right. Just give it to Kunu then, because I know he's
I
got.
got a
charisma.
23.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Uh,
Holy shit. Kudu.
Did
I'm
anybody
rolling
get
like a god tonight.
Did anybody get under a 10?
Nope, I got an
Yes.
11.
Okay. Varys, did you say you got under a 10?
Yes.
Okay. He looks around the table, giving each of you a look, and then eventually stops on you, Varys, and he says, "You, sir, I can tell from your look you are not from around here. Do I have your allegiance as well? Do I have to install a new window in a few minutes?"
I wouldn't need a window, but I pledge my allegiance to you.
That was so embarrassed.
See, I just almost want to just use hidden step just for fun.
He looks over towards the rest of you, all, and you all get the sense that he's looking to you for reassurance on Varys' character.
This man has traveled with me for quite some time, has not left my side. He will be just fine.
What was
I'm
your
going
role?
to
I
lie
want,
and say that yes, I trust Varys, despite not knowing him for a while.
I want to also say there's one of us that you haven't even seen yet, and I'm not sure if he pledges allegiance, but I don't think he really cares.
Oh my.
He looks over to you, and he gives you a puzzled look.
And I'm the one who needs silence!
Does anyone want to show him?
We can't. How are we showing now?
I'm also giving you
Bring
guys
it
a
on.
puzzled
Are
look.
you around?
Fucking what? No.
What are you talking about? Billy is
Soup,
very
you don't know.
confused.
Oh, Soup, you don't know.
Well, I know out of character. Belay has no clue.
Oh, we have some entity that travels along with us, and we occasionally help him with some things as well.
The sound of something rumbling over in the corner of the room is what gives it away, and everybody looks over for a brief moment to see what looks like a shadow passing over the walls, disturbing things on the little ledges here and there.
I just want to point out it was Varys, not me. I got nothing to do with this.
Fuck!
As he looks
If-
over at the shadow traveling across the wall, some sort of strange dark machination that makes its way through the room, a look of dread comes over this man's face, and he turns towards the rest of you and say, "What have you brought into my house? I had
I'm
open
also
arms at
terrified.
my door."
What is that?
He calls out and shouts, "Guards! Guards!" And quickly there's footsteps headed for the door. Are you guys doing anything before they come in?
I'm going to... Ah, shit, I didn't want to do this. Subtle spell suggestion on him.
Okay.
What the
I-
fucking shit show is this?
I'm going to go... Despite all of reckoning, you feel comfortable and trust, feel a great amount of trust towards Belay and Barrow. And yeah, that's it. I just want to make sure we don't completely fuck up this relationship. I mean, I wouldn't know the outcome, but it's with saving 30.
You suggest a course of activity limited to a sentence or two. So what's the activity that you're asking of him?
Alright, never mind. I didn't realize I had the limitation, my bad.
Oh, that's all good.
Well-
Charm person might be more along the lines of what you're looking for, but that has its own drawbacks as well.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Okay. So, as this thing goes across, the doors fly open and guards pour back into the room. They're not the same as before. These are some of the ones that were staying to the house, the incredibly gilded ones that step in and make their way over. The man gets up from his chair and steps back in horror and kind of moves away, not just from your group, but from the thing that moves across the wall here, disturbing the paintings and knickknacks here and there. He says to the guards, "Arrest these men," and points towards all of them, and he says, "Foul sorcerers, warlocks, all of them," and the guards advance on you. What do you guys do?
God damn it.
Kunu grabs one last glass of ale and chugs it, a chicken leg or something, tears a bite out of it, and then puts his hands up in the air and lays down on the ground.
Start stuffing tater tots into your pocket.
Napoleon,
All right.
give me some of your tots.
I want to do this properly this time. Alright, I'm going to look at him. Subtle spell suggestion, I'm going to suggest, in order to defeat Abu, the Jalen family, you must employ these soldiers despite whatever peculiarities they may carry around them.
A bit long, but I'll allow it if you can make an Arcana check and beat a 10.
Ooh, do it. I believe.
I believe I've been low roll on this. Oh,
shit!
damn! Alright, that's probably a 4. Yeah,
What?
I have a minus in Arcana, so yeah.
Oh, you have an 8 in intelligence? How are you doing this shit?
Oh wait, no, it's plus 0.
Alright,
Alright,
I'm going to make his save for it, but I'm going to do so with advantage because you're kind of making this suggestion longer than you would normally be able to fit in there.
I'll make sure to shorten it down the next couple suggestions.
Well, I don't know what your DC is, but he didn't roll very well. What did you get? What's your
13.
DC? 13? It looks like for a moment it's about to click, and then the magic passes over here. Though there's no harm done, seeing as how you had subtle cast it, able to send out the magic without any indication that it was you. He merely blinks for a brief moment, and then continues to step back and the guard advance on your group. What do you guys do? I know that Kuna's putting his arms in the air. What about the rest of you?
Yeah, me too.
Okay. How about you, Barrow, Varys?
Putting my weapon on
Barrow's
the
in the
table.
room.
Oh, right, Barrow,
It's
you're
Mac.
headed off with the guard. Sorry, I meant to say Mac. Who I think might have died.
Casey!
He's muted right now. I don't know.
Motherfucker, I've said so much!
Oh.
I knew you were
I'm
muted.
just gonna lay down, hands behind my back, don't shoot.
Don't shoot. Girl.
Okay. Place your hands up, and they begin to approach you. They have their swords drawn, but it's clear that they're not like about to hack off your heads. It seems that they have manacles in their hands.
I'm putting my weapon down on the table, and I'm also gonna make myself smaller so don't seem as intimidating since I'm kind of big.
Okay. If you all don't resist, you're eventually restrained here, and have your hands cuffed behind your back.
Does the whispered one say anything?
No, but you see what looks like his visage that momentarily shows on the wall. The shadow moving along turns into that of some sort of avian-like creature, and then it disappears from existence, much to the relief of this noble who you've now sufficiently terrified. He gives the command, and you're all carted off and sent down through one of the halls. Now, meanwhile, Talius, you're running along, and you're going, and you're going, and you're going, and as you run, you're heading towards the lake. The house isn't particularly far from it, and you eventually get up there. There's no guards in sight, and all around you are like little, like very small, green and frail, dry-looking plants that kind of curl out of the sand. And the lake is just flat and extends out for quite a while. There's a cool breeze that wisps off of it. What do you want to do?
Oh, you can only blade sing for a minute, can't you?
Nah, I think it's 10 minutes.
Is it 10 minutes?
Let me see.
That'd be fucked.
I think it's a minute. But
Yeah.
he would still have a head start, so...
Oh yeah, no, he got at least 200 feet on everyone, and that's in a straight line, so he's gone.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Regardless of if the blade singing is still active or not, which I'm checking right now, I'm gonna start kind of like circling around to the city.
What?
I ran off in one direction. I'm gonna try to like lose my tracks in these like plants, I guess, and then start trying.
Okay.
I guess.
So the plants are small, they only come maybe like a foot or two off of the ground, but you can use that and try and run along them. And you're gonna just choose a direction and go there?
Well, what do I see? Sorry, like a quick rundown again, real quick.
It's a large,
Sorry.
expansive lake here. You're on the shore. Down towards your left is just shoreline until eventually you get to the shrubbery wall. And then down to your right is the same thing. It's a long stretch down to the shrubbery wall. The only other thing that you can see here is that there's a small building on one side here, over towards the right, which is over by the lakeshore, and you're not actually certain what it is. It's tiny, like it might be a residence or something. Behind you is all the other buildings.
I'm still in the compound.
Yes.
Okay. Fuck.
Yeah, the compound rides up to the lake. So here, if you're like a spatially challenged individual, it's
Sorry.
kinda like, So this is like
Oh.
the compound, right? And then you are here, and there's like a tiny little building down here, and then there's like the main mansion over here, and like little buildings here and that kind of thing.
Oh, it's a lot.
The town is
smaller
over
than
on
I
this
thought.
direction, and then other estates are in this direction.
I'm going to start running this way.
Okay.
And about like right before, I'm gonna start like I'm gonna swim out into the lake and kind of circle around the wall.
Circle around the lake, head around the wall. Okay, sounds
It's
good.
winged one, not whispered one.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I was just gonna ask, can anyone else see the notes?
What do you mean?
What?
The notes at
I've been
tabletop?
writing. Yeah, I've been writing notes. Just.
So
Why am I thinking of whispered one then?
you go running down this side here, taking a left and going along the lake. And partway down, while you do, the guards begin to be seen far behind you, emerging from the house. Now, meanwhile, Barrow, you're traveling for a bit here with the guard, and you're in a group of 4 of them, though it's clear that there's a few more that are further up ahead of you that are already running. Way, way off in the distance, moving at a speed, you can see Talius just huffing it along the lakeshore. Do you say anything to the guard,
Actually-
or...?
When I'm running with them, I'm just gonna tell them, let me try a few things before we get too close.
What do you mean?
Or when we catch up to him, I'm going to try to just get him to surrender.
You think you can get him to surrender?
There are many things I could try to do, but let us try peace first. He did ask for him alive as well. Yes, dead or alive, but let us try for alive.
Okay. The guard nods to you, and they all seem to follow your lead as they're running along, but then something changes, because as you're following him, you hear what sounds like a bell that rings from the mansion. All of you hear this, and one of the guards turns towards the other here while you're running and huffing it. It says, "Lockdown." And they all continue going, and a sort of grave atmosphere descends onto the guards here, along with you, Barrow. Now, you're all running after Talius, and it seems as though he's fairly swift, and might actually get away. Meanwhile, back inside of the compound here, you're all being led through some corridors. Do you guys make any attempts to resist? Or do you just go along?
No, not at all. I'd go along.
No. If Kunu's behaving, I'm behaving, because I can't do shit without Kunu.
The only thing I'm trying to resist is if I got any food left, I'm trying to shove it in my mouth through these manacles.
Okay. You are all carted off and eventually sent down some stairs until you're brought to what is obviously the estate dungeon. You're placed into cells, one by one, and then are left to your own devices. The doors are closed, and guards are placed at your door here. Orders are issued to one another, and you see a few figures that fill into the area and sit down at a table here alongside an already present jailer, and watch begins, and you're all stuck here. At that, I think that we'll do a brief 5 or 10 minute break.
All right.
Cool.
Hmm.
Well, that's unfortunate. Did they take all of our? Oh wait, right. Sorry.
Look, this is an interesting one.
God!
I did
Holy
not
fuck.
expect Talius to just up and run.
Christ.
No,
Oh.
but
I'm
as soon
not
as he
even mad
insulted-
about
What?
that!
What is this?
I don't know, but I love
Is
it.
this just everybody fuck over
It's a
everybody in the
garbage
party as hard
fire.
as you can?
Have you never
supposed
seen
to be a
garbage
team
on
game.
fire? Have you never seen a garbage on fire before?
Dude, it's
I
not
really
even
just-
fun though.
I'm an oath of the crown. Like
We just got a fucking quest and everybody just does everything in their power to fuck it up, like instantly?
hey, no,
I don't
not
know.
everyone.
Everyone's the word I'd use there.
Not everyone.
Couples do.
Shifty
couple
eyes start
select-
across the table.
A couple select
An
people.
oath to the dude that we do it, or that I would do it.
I fucking restrained Dahlias.
Mhm.
I don't even know what Wicked One is.
Yeah, neither do I.
Yeah, like, you guys are safe.
I don't know if safe is the word I'd use there.
He's
Barrow
supposed
is
to be a
safe.
secret. Fuck! What?
So wait, is it 10 minutes for your blade singing?
It's 1 minute.
Is it 1 minute? Well, I have a second charge. So
Do you?
one
Does
minute.
it recover every short rest?
Yep.
Oh shit, so you get 400 feet, but we're running a collision course on you, so that keeps getting corrected.
Alright, I'll be right back.
So eventually we're gonna catch up to you, because if you ran to like the shore and then ran that way, we can just keep correcting as we go along.
yeah, I misunderstood how large the compound was and how far away the lake was.
He said it's about a tenth of the size of the city.
Yeah, well, I don't understand how large the city
I'm
is.
That's fair. I don't think we ever asked, but I always assumed as soon as he said that there was multiple lords, it was like, oh, this is massive. Because there's only 2 cities in Bakral, and Jakuta is like the pearl in the desert, and Addis is a desert city connected to a skyfall. So.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna go get some tea real quick.
Calm your nerves.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'll explain why I think everyone is walking into a trap, but I'll do that when I get some tea.
Oh.
So be right.
No, 100%. It's cool. I believe you too, but Barrow has respect for this dude.
Mm.
And has shit wisdom.
Pretty sure everything he's told us so far has been true.
Yeah.
We got the information about that Abu dude or whatever from your family
Yes.
friend too, remember?
Yeah, and also the slavers originally. I wasn't coherent for it, but when you guys had saved us from the slavers, when Belay like just fucking like aced our way out of getting into a fuck over fight, they were saying that to return us to their lord Abu Jalen. So Abu Jalen is 100% a slaver. Why are you all doing this? Aren't we a team, guys? Cool.
All right. I'm back.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
How are you?
Doing good.
Oh, man. Even though Barrow's chasing after you, he's like trying his best to make sure that you're not killed.
Yeah, well,
That would not be fucking lawful.
like, so right now, I'm looking at it. All right, and it's like we know the nobles of this town are allowing for slavery. Okay, we enter the town.
Knowing that Abu Jalen is the one who wanted us back as slaves.
Yeah, but we enter the town. We're approached by guards and like, hey, you need to come with us. And we're like, oh, okay. And they need all of us. They're not allowing just a couple of us, all of us to leave. And then I asked if I have the freedom to leave, basically. I said, can I go to the bathroom? They're like, no. Or
You
basically
also-
said to fuck off.
You
You
said it
were
with the
also
intent
being
of escaping.
super shifty.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it doesn't matter if like I'm shifty. It's I don't want to. It's like I don't want to be here. I would like to leave. And they're like, no. That's
Then
basically
you
what I got
just
from that.
said that instead of the lying bathroom thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It means this whatever. It means the same thing. But so we get to the compound. There's a bunch of guards. They escort us in. There's food already set up at the table, which is usually means it's fucking poisoned.
No,
And then
no,
they're
for
like-
nobles that doesn't mean that.
Well, it's like it's
Means
already
it's-
set up, so it makes it easier for them to poison us because it's already fucking it's waiting. It's like we can't see it, so
That just means they're expecting company.
okay. So, and then fucking
He's thinking
Based
with
on-
a high elf
he
alien
has the
mind.
keys to the manacles.
I have a funny feeling that all of the manacles, like
Are the same.
pulled out, yeah, they have like the master lock to all of the manacles.
In 1960s, literally you needed 8 keys and you could take about anything from Chrysler that was made. There's 8 default key patterns in about every vehicle they released in the 60s. The 1960s, you could drive with only one of 8 keys.
Wow,
Oh.
that's kind of fucked.
Yeah.
We need to get those keys. Why did we summon the winged one? Or you summon the winged one? I don't know who did that.
Yeah. So
Boris?
was not expecting that one. I'll give you that.
I was thinking he wouldn't even. I was thinking he wouldn't even do anything.
It doesn't matter. Like you talked
Because
about there
we've
being
talked
some.
about him tons of times before, and he doesn't do anything.
Yeah, but we don't talk about them in front of people.
Yeah, like
We're
that was
just
his whole
supposed
thing.
to be a secret.
That was like his condition when we saved Romero. Keep me secret. And even if he didn't shut up, then he's like, "Why is your weird friend talking about this thing?" And then he doesn't trust us, so we still end up in the same place.
It's like he already is kind of on the edge about trusting us, and then you go, by the way, we have a fucking demon spirit following us, smiley face.
Just BT dubs.
Oh, that was an aberration.
I guess that makes it all the better.
No, because now essentially I'm locked back up in jail for the 3rd time.
At least you weren't a slave for like a year and a half, probably.
No, he was technically a slave. He was
Oh.
technically a slave.
Hey!
He's a slave to a god right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a slave to like 3 different people. Technically, if I go back to the sea, to them, I'm gonna be fucking slaves of this dude when he says, "No, maybe slavery's okay because fucking deal holes like this should have free choice."
And also, he's a slave to the pirates, basically. Oh, what's her name? Is gonna kill the ever living shit out of you, so.
Yeah, so
Dude, just stay away from the Bay of Mer. Fuck.
yeah,
What are you still doing near Gian?
just gonna fucking Max gonna kill himself in the cell. That'll be
Just-
fun.
Go. Matt's gonna go to Kaisel. You're gonna go find Damien in the tip of Iceni.
God.
Go live in
my
the
God.
mountains. No one, they can't find you there.
Yeah, go
They
live
got
in
no
Nargilek.
good- There won't be any pirates in the mountains.
Go live with all the hot women with scales in Yargilek.
There you go.
Why? I'll still end up in jail there at this point.
No, you won't. It's a bunch of people who, as long as you pledge your allegiance to the god of greed, fine.
I don't pledge my allegiance to shit.
Or the
so-
god of
Legend.
beauty. So if you like
Yeah.
hot babes,
Yeah.
You know, I've kind of almost been down that road with Pavel. I thought about it. Maybe that wouldn't be so bad.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, do it. shoot, 3 levels in Bard, 1 in Paladin, Paladin of Beauty. You know, it's all good.
we will we'll start in a bit here. I'm just grabbing a quick bite and then we'll get into it.
After a session, I need to make some food for myself because I haven't eaten since. Yes.
So I did right before that. Had my 2 pounds of bacon as usual.
Oh, fuck you. Oh, I should make myself some soup.
I mean, to be
Spanish
fair,
powder.
I had to get back on the wagon hardcore. I cheated 3 days in a row last week and gained 9 pounds.
Holy.
What the fuck?
Oh, God.
Oh yeah, I did see that yesterday. I did see that box of Little Caesars on your table.
Yep.
Also,
was
can
for-
we talk? Oh, to you. Sorry.
No, I was just saying that was from Wednesday, but yeah.
Can
Can we talk?
Ew, Wednesday, dude. Like, please tell me the box was empty.
Yeah, box is empty.
Okay, still clean up your shit.
Oh, no, I do trash tomorrow.
But the 2nd level Paladin spell, Find Steed, that's a pretty cool spell. I thought it was stupid until it was like, whatever you choose as your steed, like, can either be Celestial, Fey, or Fiend, and its intelligence becomes 6, and it understands 1 language of your choice. That's fucking awesome.
Oh, I think it's really cool and all. I just don't think it's a lot of purpose because, let's be honest, finding a steed to carry or ride 1 or 2 people, maybe. We usually have party of 3 or 4. If they don't have transportation, you're fine.
Still, it'd be pretty cool to, like, travel around on a steed.
You just get your dwarf to build you a sled.
Use
more
it for
like-
combat.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mounted
also-
combatant. It's like the only reason mounted combatant is like a thing.
Yeah.
I guess you could have a war horse, but
I'm a paladin. I'm a polar master paladin.
Find steed can be used for other stuff too, because it is like a real animal, right?
Yeah, because it appears in an unoccupied space. The steed takes on a form of that you choose. The DM might allow other animals to be summoned as a steed. And yeah. And it understands you, and you can telepathically communicate it to it within a mile. And like when you summon it or it dies, if you like resummon it, it comes back at full health and has complete memory of what's happened.
See, I'm just. Oh no, that's bad.
Like imagine
I
you
don't
guys
want
are
it to
all in
have
a
the
car
memory.
and like you guys are stuck in the back here and like they're driving away with you like you're hostages, and then suddenly smashing in through the windshield like a horse just fucking goes onto the dashboard. Exactly. That's how Find Steed was supposed to be used. It's more so that you can summon an animal in 30 feet around you.
See, I would just use it for horrible things. Oh, we're hungry. Let's cut off a piece.
Okay, well when it drops to 0 hit points, it disappears, leaving behind no physical form.
That's why I just said a piece.
Fuck.
Oh, God.
Ukraine fire. Cauterize the wound.
I would allow it and then have the spirits hunt you down until you were dead.
God. Spirit of vengeance.
Yeah, next time you
Well,
call
that's
on
the
it,
way I
it's
learned
like a
the spell.
tiger that just tries to kill you.
What happens if I unlearn the spell?
They'll probably show up anyway. You fucked with something cosmic at that point.
Yep. God.
Just like a cart's barreling towards you and it's gonna kill you. You just summon a horse to take all the damage.
Summon a spirit that assumes a. Or you could use it to like run away, but no. Summon it from you to take all the damage. The casting time takes 10 minutes.
Damn. You can't ritual it?
Nope. Second level conjuration.
Ah. That'd be fun to make it a ritual. Just like something's flying at you, summon a horse to take the arrow that just got shot at you.
Ritual takes even longer though.
Taking all the fun out of it.
Oh, okay. Is
You
everybody
have to assault
here?
this compound. Think
Who's
we're
not
all
here? I'm
but
here.
sure.
I'm here.
Sloth?
I'm
Soup?
here. Yep, I'm here.
I'm here.
Jimmy. Oh,
Jimmy?
My mic was slightly unplugged. I was saying I'm here.
Okay. Well, let's get back into it then. It's good to go.
All right, let's do this.
Distrust, escape, and jail time. Okay. So, 4 of you have been placed in your cells, and as you've been placed here, you find yourselves in what looks like a decent-sized dungeon, though it's completely empty. And you've all been placed into 4 cells, one next to the other. There are walls in between you, which seem to be quite thick and heavy. But the fronts of your cells are iron bars, so you guys can talk to each other if you wish. On the other side of the room, probably about, I'd say like 60, 80 feet away, there's a large table at which you can see what look like some guards, some staff from the jail, and a couple of robed figures as well that sit there and seem to be having a chat with themselves. You can easily talk amongst one another if you wish.
Is all our gear taken away?
Ah. As you're brought over here, your weapons have been taken from you and have been placed over by the table over there. But as far as your other stuff goes, no, it's been left. And anybody who's been arrested before, so Varys, this would be foreign to you, and Kunu as well, but for those of you in Skyfall, like Belay, for example, or Mac, you would both know that this is uncharacteristic, and normally you would be stripped of all of your gear before being tossed into a cell.
Do I have my components pouch? I would have tried to grab it as we were taken away.
Ah, let's see if they would have taken that away. Perhaps they didn't notice, or maybe didn't know what to look for, but yes, you do still have your components pouch with you.
Wonderful.
Do you guys chit-chat with one another? You are all cuffed with your hands behind your backs.
What the
Well, yeah,
hell was
mine-
that?
With Maya, how long has it been?
Probably a few minutes.
What would they do if they saw us without our cuffs on?
I don't know, you'd have to find out.
Belay's just trying to sleep, catch up on all the rest he's missed after being a slave and, traveling through the desert.
Okay. All of your rooms are accompanied with a bucket over in the back corner, as well as what looks to be a bed made out of hay laid on the ground, and a simple blanket has been put over it.
I told them they might want. I'll need bigger cuffs in about an hour.
Are you calling this out across the room?
I'm just telling them this so to gain their trust a little bit. Telling them that I'll need bigger cuffs in an hour because these other ones are gonna break off in about an hour.
Okay. One of the guards at that table over there turns to you and then simply says, "Fuck off."
Yeah, what he said.
Mac's at the table too somehow.
I didn't know he took minor illusion.
Dum dum dum. Okay, so you guys are in the cell, and perhaps
Do you think
shocked by how
Talius
the
is dead?
situation went sideways so fast, are not really able to say anything just yet. But meanwhile, outside, Talius, you're running and you're running, you're running. And you can see that up ahead is an empty bit of shrubbery. But over towards your left, guards are coming out from the side there. You think that you might be able to outrun them. And indeed, as things grow closer and more dire, you can even see what looks like Barrow trying to keep up, though him and the regiment of guards that he's with are also having trouble catching up to you from your head start and your blade song from before. You think that you're going to be okay, and as you continue to run and continue to run, everything seems like it's going to be fine until you're confronted with two problems. The first of which is that the shrubbery wall here is made of thick bushes, and so you'll either have to attempt diving straight through it, or going over it, or some other means, or maybe go into the water and then go around it. The other thing is the guards are armed in a number of ways, and at first you thought you were fine, and when you looked over towards them again, saw that they were readying crossbows. What do you want to do?
If I get to the shrubbery wall with my blade singing still active, I'm going to try to scale over it.
I would say that
I'm
your
going-
blade singing would end by now, but you do have a second use of it. So if you want, you could burn that for the purpose of dealing with the wall.
Yes, I will do that, and I'm going to listen for the sound of the crossbow bolts being released, and I'm going to turn around and shield.
That's not possible, dude.
Hearing the sound of the
you
crossbow,
can hear
the shots would
It's not
basically
like
be
a-
on you, dude.
Yeah, no, that's not possible.
Fuck. Okay, how long do I have?
What do you
Does
mean?
Like, do I know they're about to shoot, or...
You know that they're about to shoot.
Fuck.
Now, if you want, you can definitely, go ahead and turn, and then when you see yourself being shot, use your reaction to go ahead and throw up shield. That's perfectly fine. Is that what you want to do?
I'm gonna be... Can I run looking over my shoulder, or like checking back over my shoulder every couple steps? Or to just try to fucking luck it? Just hopefully that when I do turn around and I see them shooting, I will understand if I miss the opportunity, but I'm going for speed rather than defense.
You're going
That's
for
what I'm saying.
speed rather than defense.
Yeah.
Okay. You run as fast as you can, and while you're going along, I'm going to make a luck roll for you.
A gingerbread man.
Well, that's a 3, so not so bad.
Alright. Well, it's a 19 AC. Please don't hit too many times.
Well, out of 3 shots levied in your direction, only one of them beats 19 and is a 20. You are struck by a crossbow for 11 damage as a bolt pierces into your shoulder here. At this point, you know that there are more shots about to come, but so is the jump directly in front of you. Go ahead. How are you going to get through this wall? Are you going to jump through it or go over it?
I'm gonna try to scale over it.
Scale over it. Okay. Make
Or
an
use my
acrobatics check for me,
acrobatics.
please. This is going to be a difficult check, but you do have advantage.
19.
Okay. You jump up and leap, just narrowly hitting the top here. Your body rolls as you go over the top of the shrubbery, and you disappear beyond the other side. A couple of crossbow bolts go piercing through the wall here and escape through the shrub, like onto the other side. But all of them missing you, and you're free. There's no guards around you as you're on the other side of the wall.
I'm just fucking bolting.
Okay.
I got
You
80
continue running.
80 speed when I'm dashing, so just the next minute.
Okay. Running along here, Barrow. The guards with you are crestfallen when they see him hop over the side of the fence, and one of them says, "I knew it, he's too fast."
Just keep going.
This won't work. We're not going to catch up to him. We'll have riders sent out. It's the only thing we can do.
We need to keep knowing where he's going. Have riders sent out, but we need. Sorry. Wow. Wrong voice. Have riders sent out, but we need to keep pursuit.
Where would he go?
I don't know, but he's going to escape.
Now, by the time that you get up to the wall here, and you look out into the distance, you don't see him. And it would appear that perhaps beyond one of the sand dunes, or maybe making it into the tents of people off by the city, Callius has escaped you. The guards run with you up to that point and actually look there over the wall, hoisting one another to give a look, but it is what it is. The stable is whipped up, and you watch as riders escape from the main gates here. But you have no idea where he is. One of the guards asks you a final time and says, "Do you have any idea where he might go? Anywhere?"
No, away from the city. That's about it. I did not know the man well. All I know is that he hates our homeland.
A couple of guards show up, and as they do, one of them looks towards the other with a strange look, and glances get a bit weird as one of them says, "Come with me. Your friends are in jail."
What? What did they do?
Dark magic, it seems. Come. I trust you won't put up any fuss. And he pulls out from behind his back a couple of manacles.
I just look at him, crestfallen, just. Of course. Try to make sure that the ones who are chasing him give him a chance at living. Yes, I'll come with you.
A pat on the back is given to you as your hands are cuffed behind your back and your weapons are taken. You're escorted back into the estate and eventually are brought down the stairs. All of you see what looks to be Barrow being escorted by more guard, and he's placed into one of the cells. And Barrow, you would see all your companions in cells as well.
What did you do? What is going on?
What did we do?
First, Callius, but now this? How has it come to this?
Ask Varys.
Varys? Varys, what happened?
We have this what is it again? Aberration?
Yeah, you could call it that.
Well, that's what I've heard you say it to me every time. Aberration. We have this aberration that's kind of with us.
You what?
Don't worry yourself with it. It's not like it's going to matter much more now that we're in here.
Why would you... What? I'm sorry, my yard. You've been my saviors this day, but... I don't know what to make of this. What have you done? Just gonna sit there and wait and just contemplate what's going on. Why was Talius running?
He's a man scared from authority and who distrusts many, and being a high elf, he feared for his own
He's a
safety.
high elf?
Everybody at the
Yep.
table looks over in your direction.
I'm gonna call over to one of them. I take it back. If you find him, kill him on sight.
Damn!
The guards give a nod. I'd also like you to make a persuasion roll with advantage.
A 2 and 3. Well, I guess they're not gonna kill him now. Damn.
Persuasion? What is that? That's 15.
Ah.
You dead, bitch!
There's an interesting group of reactions that come from the table, but a couple of people seem to scowl. Some of them laugh. Others seem to nod in agreement. But one of them, what looks to be one of the robed men, comes over towards you and hands you, discreetly, using his robe to kind of shield it from the other prisoners, hands you a loaf of bread. And as he does so, he says, "Sorry about how things ended up, brother. Like this, you might need something to eat in the days to come."
Thank you.
He steps
I
away and goes
appreciate
back.
Just gonna sit there, just fucking pissed.
You guys chit chat about anything else in the jail here?
I'm just sleeping.
Get some rest.
Kunu's just fuming.
Same. Kind of whisper around the Kunu, I'm like, sorry I got you into this, bud.
Oh, you're falling back.
I'm looking
Sorry,
at this.
back for this.
What's that, Varys?
Is it a lot of stonework in here?
Yes, the whole thing is made of stone. A sandstone, it seems.
I just look at it, prod at it.
Okay. It's softer than the stonework that you would find back used by most of the other races. Kind of a
Is it-
limitation of what there is here.
Has it been an hour?
Not yet.
Alright.
Just gonna take out my little trinket, my little brass orb with strange runes, and just like fixate on it.
Okay. That's one of like your class feature things.
Yeah, it was
Your
being an
equipment.
archaeologist. Yeah.
Okay. You stare at this and think about your adventures and how you've now found yourself in a cell. And meanwhile, running off, Talius, you make it up towards the tents and the people here on the outskirts of the city, a place where you can finally hide. And as you look over your shoulder off into the dunes that separate this area from the estates along the lake, you see no one in pursuit. What do you want to do?
I'm swapping out the cloak that I've been wearing for like a winter cloak, or like
Okay.
my winter cloak. I know it's gonna draw more eyes, but at least it's gonna be like a different color and stuff. And I'm gonna try to sneak towards the to the shitty like thieves district, but be like super fucking stealthy this time.
Okay. I want to know what your plan is. What are you
I plan
aiming
on-
to do right now?
I plan on hiding and getting a rest before planning on either probably going and gathering
Making it to
information.
Jubei somewhere?
Yeah, I might. I don't know. Right now, Talius is just looking for a place to hide out for a bit while he plans his next move.
Okay. In the jail cells, you guys chit chat about anything?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay. In silence, all of you sit here. One of
I
you
don't-
attempts to sleep.
Just scribe, like, scripture that I remember for Strella on the ground.
Okay. Varys?
I don't see what's wrong with an aberration.
Okay.
Some are friendly.
Varys,
find
we
them
were
all
told
the-
to keep it quiet.
I'm referring to more about how he doesn't like it.
Did you see the thing? It crawled on the walls menacingly towards the guy whose house we were in, while he was questioning whether we should be trusted or not. I'd have thrown us in jail too.
It was unnatural, not simply a spell, but something out of the ordinary. Spells can be explained. Something as that entity is not easily disregarded.
Also, let me just read out what the description for aberration is. Aberrations are utterly alien beings. Many of them have innate magical abilities drawn from the creature's alien mind rather than the mystical forces of the world. The quintessential aberrations are Aboleths, Beholders, Mind Flayers, and Slati.
I don't know, those all sound like good friends to me.
Yeah, super great. Things that suck out your mind. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's not that bad.
It's like an average Tuesday.
But
Average
those
Monday.
high elves, though.
Yeah, those high elves. Goddamn bastards.
Okay. So as you guys
As it-
wait here, eventually footsteps can be heard coming down the stairs. And you see what looks like, well, the man who attempted to be your gracious host. And he just stands there, he has a bunch of guards with him, and he gives you guys a look.
I asked them again if they have bigger, if he has bigger cuffs or whatever they're called.
He looks over towards you as though he was like about to say something, and then he just nods in your direction. And then steps back up the stairs.
I just yell, you might want to get them. I'm about to get a little bit bigger.
Okay.
Nice.
Has it been the hour?
Oh my fucking god.
Really?
Now, there's a sound that can be heard off distant somewhere else in the castle, or in the mansion rather. It sounds like an animal, maybe like a bird cawing, and most of the guards seem to take this as reason to leave. And they get up as though it might be like a shift change or something like that, and head out of the room, leaving you momentarily in an emptied room. Now, this happens right before the hour ends, and your cuffs here, which are around your wrists and are kind of small for your current size, have to make a resistance check against your growing form here. I want you to go ahead and make for me a strength check, please. Reroll that, please.
Of course, the
For
wall.
Barry Jenks. So, there's only 3 guards that are left here. They pass, go up the steps, and there's these 3 here who are talking amongst themselves when suddenly there's a loud snap that comes from Varys' cell. And sure enough, the cuffs around your wrist break as your form suddenly expands outward. What do you want to do?
I just kind of want to whisper into the jail next to me with Kunu, trying to keep quiet, but I'm sure other people will hear. Kunu, what's our play? What do you want to do?
No response.
Alright. I'll step back into my jail cell.
Varys, your cuffs are broken, and the people across the room have taken notice. What do you want to do? You might be muted, by the way.
Do we lose clan?
Might have lost Clan Rant.
No.
Clan!
Rip.
Or to think there's like a group of birds assaulting him at his computer desk right now.
Right?
He did say he was covering them up, so.
Yeah, but they must have escaped, dude.
Yeah.
Rolled a natural
Maybe
20
they
on the
got
strength
killed.
check.
Been rolling like
Oh my-
shit.
He's back.
They shut up. They don't shut up.
Clan Rant, did you hear anything?
I heard some of it. I had it loud enough.
What do you want to do?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Okay, one of the people approaches the cell, and then as you see one of the guards come over, the robed figure does as well, and sure enough, he produces a set of larger handcuffs. He tells you, come towards the bars here and turn around. Hands together.
Plan.
Varys, is
I
your
move.
house on fire?
No, it's people are talking. I move closer and I put my hands behind my back.
Okay. The manacles are readjusted and placed here, a larger set fitting your now larger wrists. And you're then pushed away from the cells as the click goes off and they step away, moving towards the table.
I push the other ones out with my feet, asking if they want the broken ones back.
One of them scoffs at you, but they don't seem to say anything as they head back over towards the table. They share a
Do all-
couple of words.
Do all 3 guards approach his cell when they do this?
One stays at the table, but 2 of them come up to the guard, or up to the cell.
Okay.
You have a plan, Kunu?
I have one thing that Kunu wants to do, so I guess I'll ask if I can start it for now. I
Sure.
made those lockpicks,
You did.
and they're in my backpack. So I would like to, if I think there's any chance of them making any noise, I'm not going to go through with it, but I would like to get the lockpicks into my hand.
Okay. I would say that you could definitely attempt, but you know that there's a chance it would make noise. That might be a risk worth taking or worth not taking. That's up to you.
In that case, when they're over there dealing with that and they're kind of making a commotion, could I have made my move to grab them then?
Ah. Okay. I want you to make a sleight of hand check to try and pull these out of your backpack.
Okay.
Not going to be easy. It might be doable.
Oops, I don't know why I grabbed 2. Oh, that's a nat 1.
You don't even make much noise other than a bunch of like shuffling around because with your hands manacled behind your back trying to get into your backpack, you find things to be incredibly difficult and just kind of jostle things around. One of the guards looks over and sees you shuffling about and he just kind of gives you like a plain-faced look and then the 2 of them walk away.
Okay. If they don't seem to care that I'm doing this, I'll just continue like fooling around with my backpack, and since I know that they've seen me now, instead of pulling out the lockpicks, Kunu will pull out like a ration or something out of his bag.
Sure. Make a second check for me.
Sure.
Touch it.
Sleight of hand, I think that's a 11.
Okay. There's a side pouch here to your backpack, not one of the main ones, which you had stuffed a single ration into, and a tater tot. And you managed to get at that.
Tater tot is definitely on the priority list. Eating. I'll like shuffle over to the bed and like lay them down near like where my head would go,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll just like lay down and like gnaw at the food.
Okay.
But I'd like to bring my backpack over and just be like fooling around trying to get the lockpicks out while I'm like munching on this food.
Okay. The group watches you closely, and eventually an hour or two goes by. You guys do anything as things grow dark here?
Just reciting Strauss scripture in whispered dwarvish and just analyzing the jail cell, trying to determine. Can I use my historical knowledge? When you enter a ruin or dungeon, you can correctly ascertain its original purpose and determine its builders, whether those were dwarves, elves, human, Yuan-ti, or some other known race.
This was a human-built dungeon from long ago, meant to detain people.
Yeah, makes sense. I'm just keep reciting in
It's like, fuck.
dwarvish.
Okay.
As I assumed.
The hours of the nighttime begin to come around, heralded first by your tiredness, which comes on, and then eventually the guards leaving altogether. Not a single sentry is left down in the room. You guys do anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna get that fucking lockpick out finally.
Okay. Make another check, please.
Hopefully.
I so want to give him Barney.
Are you
Reroll that,
serious, game?
That is janked. You can re-roll it.
Thank God.
Though I'm sure another one is around the bend.
I got Barney.
I have been rolling really well tonight.
Oh, shit.
There you
Okay.
go.
What is this?
You shuffle about your backpack, lean over, you're laying on the ground, you're trying to get it out, and then you hear a jingle of something that lands on the bed. As you roll over again, like the world's most agitated burrito, there you see it. A bunch of keys.
I shuffle over to the front near the side where Mac is, and I'll like. There's nobody here, right? No sentries.
There's nobody. They have all
I
gone up
dropped
the steps.
I drop the lockpicks outside of the cell, and I like slide it over towards them with my foot, and I just say, "Get yourself out of here, Mac. You don't deserve this."
What do you do, Mac?
Neither do you, and I'll pick him up, and I guess I'm gonna try and unlock myself.
Do you have proficiency with lockpicking tools?
I have
He's a
proficiency
bard.
with anything. Just, no.
He is a bard.
He's a bard, though.
He is a bard. That doesn't
But-
apply to tools necessarily, but
Yeah.
do you have
Tools?
proficiency with lockpicking tools?
No.
Okay.
Talius did.
Go ahead and make for me a straight dexterity check. This is going to be a difficult one because you're not familiar with the tools, but it is doable. Woo!
18.
18. Okay. Working on your manacles here, you managed to get them off. Your hands are now free, and the two of them fall down to the ground with a triumphant clatter. Everybody would hear this, except for Belay, who's probably fast asleep at this point.
Okay, go work on the door.
Okay. Make a second check for me, please.
16.
16. You get over towards the door and find that it is incredibly difficult compared to manacles and doesn't actually work, unfortunately. Want to try again?
Oh, I'm gonna break them. Yeah.
Okay. I would like you to make a perception check for me, Barrow. And go ahead and make that roll, please, Mac.
Okay.
That's a 3.
Is that janked? I'm saying that's
Yes,
probably-
please reroll that.
Okay.
What did you get
That was
there?
a 3.
Okay.
22.
You try again, and this time, the door clicks open.
Is there any sound of like guards coming or anything? Like, do I hear anything?
Ah.
Like,
You look around. The room is dimly lit, and there are no windows. However, there is a candle over there on the table and a single torch that burns near the entrance over here. And it's in the torchlight that you see it. The stairwell goes up towards a door, one that you remember being carted through. It's currently closed, and by the looks of it, it's probably a little bit difficult to get through, likely barred from one side or the other. But it's what you see coming down the door, which is unnerving. What looks to be some sort of strange yellow-greenish gas comes down the steps and moves slowly like creeping vines across them and heads in towards the room.
I would like to get back in my cell, or like make sure that my cell door is closed, and like act like the manacles are on.
Oh. Okay.
Like I want to make it look like they're clicked together, but they're not, and the lockpick's hidden away but easily accessible, like I'm standing on them or something.
Okay. You go ahead and try to conceal those and quickly duck in, and a gas begins to feed into the room. As you're laying down on the ground here with your incredibly poor perception check, it's the first breathing in of this barrow that alerts you to its presence. You suddenly let out a cough, and I need you to make for me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, shit.
Would my immunity to disease not help? No.
This isn't herpes gas, my friend.
Fuck.
Baccaral isn't that cruel.
That's a 16.
Okay. You cough and you cough, but you're able to stave off the effects. This is clearly some sort of magical gas intended to fumigate you, and you're able to kind of get away from it and stand up. It begins to creep in further, though, and it grows rising off of the ground as the room fills
Does it
up.
feel familiar?
Oh. No, it doesn't. You've never felt anything like this.
Screaming. Guards! Guards! What is this?
When I hear this and I know there's the gas coming, I realize there's something wrong, and I immediately drop everything, grab my lockpicks, and go straight to Kunu's cell and try and open it.
Okay.
I would stop you before you start and say, "Get out of here, save yourself. I'll be fine."
I can't get out of here without help, Kunu. I'm a bitch.
Go, Mac. I have
Alright.
faith in you.
Where's the torch?
I run for the.
There is a candle right... Let me see. There's a candle right here, and a torch right here.
So I'm guessing the gas doesn't ignite from the torch?
It doesn't seem like it, and it hasn't quite risen to that point, though.
I'm gonna start, just screaming at the top of my lungs.
Okay.
Guards! What? Why is there gas?
Doesn't seem to elicit a response. You see that Mac is out of his cell here and talking with Kunu.
What are you
Do
doing?
I wake up from this,
The
by the way?
screaming, yes. You awake, and there's some sort of commotion going on.
I'm just gonna fall back
What are you
asleep.
doing outside of your cell?
Despite Kunu's words, I'm going to start trying to lockpick his, and then I'm just going to go down the row. Well, I'm going to get Kunu's, and I'm going to go back to young homie Belay, and then go down the row and try and get everyone out.
Okay.
Since you said this was built a long time ago,
Mm-hmm.
would I be able to try and force the door open?
You certainly could try.
Can I cast heat metal on his ball, or on the locking mechanism of his cell door, that when he tries to break it, it'll make it easier, try and not corrode's not the right word, but weaken the metal.
You certainly could. How long does heat metal go for?
Heat metal lasts for, it's just one concentration up to 1 minute.
Okay, that's enough time. So you could cast that and then have him give it a kick. What was your check there?
Was it a strength check, or was it?
Yes.
That will be a 19.
Okay. The heat metal starts to act here, and you smash on this lock with your foot, and it actually breaks it open, and the door comes ajar here. However, you do take the damage from the heat metal. Mac, can you roll the damage for heat metal, please?
Yep.
And expend the slot and all that jazz.
Yep. Is it 2d8? Yeah, it is. Alright. 2d8. Where's my d8s? What do d8s look like? It's been a while. Alright, there we go. 4 plus 6, so 10.
Alright. You take 10 damage, Varys, as the burning sensation runs up your foot and your leg, but you do stomp through the door, and you are now free, although your hands are still behind your back here, manacled.
I'm gonna look at Kunu. Same thing, and I'm gonna actually like get yourself out of here. I'm gonna go help the other guys, and I'm gonna cast heat metal on Kunu's door and hope he listens and helps and goes with it. But I know Kunu's like, get the fuck out of here. So
Okay, what do you want
Is
to do?
the gas that is seeping coming out from the very bottom of the door, or is there like a slot in the door that's pouring out of?
It looks like it's materializing at the top of the steps.
if Kunu does this, he'll take 7 points of damage.
Yeah, I'll try and kick the door open.
Strength check, please.
Okay.
There's both my second level spell slots.
Oh no, that's athletics or just strength?
A strength check.
Okay, that's an 8.
Okay. You smash
Kunu.
on the door, but it does not budge, unfortunately. The heat metal causes, like, the whole thing to kind of ripple back a little bit, but it's not enough force to break the thing. You take the damage that Mac mentioned.
Okay.
I look at Kunu, try again, and I'm gonna give him another bardic.
Ah.
And then I'm gonna start trying to lockpick Belay's room.
Okay.
Can I try again?
Absolutely.
That's a 20.
Yes! Get out, Belay!
Okay. Belay, you attempt to go back to bed, only to find that there's something that makes you choke and cough. A gas seeps into your room, and as you wake up, you see at the door what looks to be Mac. He pulls out a couple of small pieces of metal, shoves them into the lock here, and then with a click, the door opens. Meanwhile, Kunu, you're
What's
free.
going on?
Alright. One more. Guys, find an exit. I'll get Barrow out. Just get us out the door.
I want to run and kick the door.
Okay. Let's see about getting Barrow out first here. Make the second lockpick check here.
Come
What are
on.
you doing?
No, go to the 18! Fuck! That's an
What
8.
are you doing? We're already in enough trouble.
We're getting fucking poisoned. They're killing us.
This is a gas chamber.
One of the lockpicks breaks, unfortunately, and gets stuck in the lock. You don't think that you're going to be unable to pick this thing, but you're starting to run out of tries.
Oh, this is the Varus, Kunu, can you guys try and break down this door together?
You're going to leave. Don't worry about me. I'm going to stay here anyway.
Alright, you're a dumb bitch. Later, let's go.
Wait, before we, while they're doing that, I'm gonna just put my little sniffer up to the bottom of the door and try to breathe in as much of the gas as I can. I want to see if it's like kill gas or if it's like
What?
choke gas.
Oh, I see. So you're going to intentionally breathe in a bunch of it to see what it does.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
You all watch as Belay goes over here and then breathes in a bunch of gas and then immediately falls to the ground holding his windpipe and begins coughing.
Oh, so I can't breathe.
Belay, you're in an incredible amount of pain. You feel tears welling up around your eyes here, and the world begins to grow black as you find that even though you breathe in air, nothing seems to fill your lungs or give you respite.
That's
What's in this room?
I don't
Oh my
know.
gosh.
It looks like it's closed with a little door at the front.
I'm kicking the stairs open.
Okay. You're at the top of the stairs here, Kunu. And I would need you to make for me a strength check, please.
Okay. If I fail, I'm gonna go into a rage and try again.
Okay.
But that's a 21 for strength check.
Ah. You smash on the door, and it is indeed a heavily reinforced thing, not ready for your Goliath onslaught. The frame shakes heavily, and the door seems to actually respond to your hit by having a portion of it crumple inwards, the wood being depressed here by your mighty blow, and yet it does not break. You hear voices from the other side of the door here. Meanwhile, I need a Constitution saving throw from you, Belay.
I'm good at those. Alright.
Would I be able to break the cuffs off, or are they way too strong?
That is a 16.
Okay. Belay,
Yes.
you managed to hold on to consciousness, but right now your muscles are spasming as you lay on the ground here, and you feel like helpless to really get out of this situation. You're in your companion's hands now. And Varys, you want to get the cuffs off of yourself?
Yes.
How?
You said our weapons are on the table?
They are still left over there, yes.
Hey Mac, do you want to try and swing my maul to break these things off?
No, I'll just pick them off.
Okay. Go ahead and make that check, and Kunu, make your second check on the door. Raging now.
Oh shit, that's a 7.
Okay. Another one of the picks breaks, and you know that you have one try left with the tools that are available to you.
18.
An 18. You smash on the door, now raging, but are unable to break the thing. You hear what sounds like people bracing the door, moving furniture around on the other side. The gas begins to grow further and further up along the room, filling all of its contents.
Yeah, I guess I'll pick up the small and try and break because I want to get Kuna out of his too.
Okay, you gonna try it again? Go for it.
That's a 9.
Okay. You still have the pick, but you fail again. At this point, the room is filling up, so it now comes to about 4 or 5 feet. I need a Constitution saving throw from you, Belay, and one from you, Barrow.
Oh, shit.
At this point, I just yell at Varys, just go break down the door with Kunu.
Oh, sweet.
That's a 15.
22.
Okay.
I'm going to point at... Can I move my muscles, or am I completely mobile?
You can do stuff in between the spasming, but depending on what type of actions you want to do, you might find that you have disadvantage or that it's incredibly difficult. You are basically choking and coughing, so talking is out of the option.
I want to cast Fog Cloud
Oh.
right here. Or just, like, right on myself, right near the origin of the smoke, right? To try to push... Like, because the fog cloud expands, right? I want to try to push the gas at its origin and sort of keep it in that area.
Make a Constitution check to try and get out the magical words of Fog Cloud, despite your current situation.
Is that a saving throw or a check?
This would be a Constitution check.
Ooh, that's pretty... That's a 9.
A 9?
19.
Oh, okay. You managed to actually get off the spell here. You twirl your fingers in the magical arcane motions and manage to just barely get out the few words, and a fog cloud suddenly bursts into the air here, giving you a moment of fresh air in a weird sort of way. You can feel like you can talk again. What are you doing, Barrow?
He's just sitting there, really. He's freaking out at the gas and he's screaming without any of the guards coming down. He doesn't know what to do. His tenants require him to deal with the consequences of being locked in prison and staying there, but at the same time, he doesn't know.
Okay.
Doesn't know what to do.
At the top of the door here. So you're... Sorry, if you had a thing you were gonna try, by all means tell me.
I guess he's gonna... This isn't right. I will help you escape, but this is not going to... I am not going to be here. Or I am not going to leave. I'm gonna pull out, try to, oh, I guess I'm still locked up. I'm gonna try to break out of my manacles.
Okay. A strength check, please, Barrow. Roll a nat 20. Fuck.
How about a 5?
Okay, you feel
sorry,
powerless
a
to get out of the manacles here. Meanwhile, at the top of the stairs, are you guys going to make another attempt to break past the door?
Yep.
Okay, go for it. And, yeah, both of you make a normal check. Strength to get through the door. Nope, and...
No.
Okay. Mac, what are you up to?
I'm now headed up the stairs because I'm going to try and get Kunu out of his bonds as well.
Okay.
Like between things like Kunu, turn to me, and I'm going to try one more time though. That way he can use whatever he needs.
Alright. Go ahead and make the check with the last little lockpick there.
19.
19. The manacles come off, Kunu, and your hands are free. At this point, the room is filling, and you three are here at the top of the stairs. But I need you two to make from me Constitution saving throws again.
Oh shit.
Yeah, sorry, my friends.
Oh,
Okay, you're good.
amazing. 21
Borrow.
rolls.
Huh? Me? Yeah.
A con save, please.
Shit, the fog cloud wasn't.
13.
Okay. You begin to cough, and some of the vapor gets into your lungs. You try as you might to fight it, but you can feel your grip on consciousness is starting to escape from you, and a horrible pain begins to fill your chest. There is fog all about you, which dilutes the gas here, and seems to make it almost easier to deal with, but still it feels like a deadly thing, and you are stuck in your cell here. You attempt to get out of your manacles, but are unable to do so. And meanwhile, at the top of the door here, what are you guys gonna do?
I'll grab my great axe, and I'm just gonna try and chop the door down now that my hands are free.
Okay. Now your axe is over by the table, so you'll have to run through the gas
Yeah.
to get to it. Are you gonna do that?
Seeing what they've been doing, is there enough like air up here where I am to like take a deep breath and then run in and grab it and run back out?
You might be able to, yeah.
Okay. Well, Kunu would try it, even because he's not the smartest guy, but
I'm going to try and do the same thing for Ferris here because if I can get my 2 tanks with weapons.
Make a Constitution saving throw, please, as you run over there and try to keep your composure and get your weapons.
I thought Varys was out of his manacles.
No, I failed on his.
No, his is still on.
That's a 16.
Okay.
I'd say.
You hold your breath, run over there, and manage to grab your battle axe.
What is that? That's.
That is jank.
I don't know, but that's glorious.
I just want everybody to see that was jank. That was not just me. 14.
Okay. Try as you might, the manacles do not seem to come off. You run back over here, Kunu, and you now have your axe in hand. By the time that you get back, you notice that the cloud of this gas is starting to rise up, getting further and further towards the top of the room. What's that,
I'm going to try and break out of mine.
Okay. Meanwhile, Belay and Barrow, Belay, you are able to move, and there's a brief moment here where your fog cloud gives you enough of a respite that you can get up and do stuff. What do you want to do? Uh-oh, did we lose Soup?
Oh, I was muted. Whoops. I don't even know what I could do. I think I'm just going to try to... Yeah, I'm just gonna firebolt the lock, I guess. Try to see if I can weaken.
Okay.
Also, Varys, did you roll a nat 20 to get out of your manacles?
Yeah, they haven't noticed yet, though.
Oh.
Okay. Now you fire this bolt and you strike straight dead center on the lock here. And at this point you can see that on the other side it looks like Barrow's not doing very good. And Barrow, what do you want to do? Try and get through the door here?
Is it open now?
No, it is still locked.
Guess I'm gonna kick at the door.
Okay. Roll a nat 20, please.
Can I try to deal damage to the door if I hit it properly?
No, not really.
Yeah.
I need a Constitution saving throw from both of you still in the room.
Oh shit! I should have up.
17.
Okay.
My luck will run out. Oh, that's 8.
All three of you at the top of the stairs can see what looks like the green mist here suffocating your companions, and Belay, who had somehow summoned his own mist for a brief moment and had gotten up, is once again fallen to his knees and has become a coughing wreck. You can hear the sound of Barrow doing the same as well, and can see what looks like a hand of his that slips past the bar here. With you three up at the top, all of you have your manacles off. Kunu, you also have your axe. I need Constitution saving throws from you three as well, as the gas comes up the top of the stairs here and is getting higher and higher on you as well.
21.
Yeah.
13.
13.
Oh!
Nice. Okay. Kunu, you bring the axe over, and I'll allow you a single swing on the door before you also fall prey to the gas.
Can I give him bardic inspiration? Like, I need to get out of here.
Sure.
That'll be my last one.
I'm running to get my maul.
An attack with my axe, it's +5, so...
Definitely hit. Roll damage.
Oh man, that didn't make it over. 7 damage.
7 damage. Okay. You smash your axe here, and it cuts deep into the door, but doesn't seem to pierce onto the other side here, despite your good swing. You go running across the room here, Varys, and with your 20, I'll say you managed to get them all and get back over here with it intact. By the time that you get back, Kunu has passed out. Well, it seems he's still conscious somewhat, coughing as he lays on the ground, and in the throes of what looks like some kind of a seizure almost, as his muscles spasm. What do you want to do? It's only you and Mac right now.
I just say, Varus, get the door open, and in a attempt that I know probably will not work, I'll cast Cure Wounds on Kunu.
Okay. Go ahead and make the roll, Varys. Assuming you're going to smash this door open.
Yes.
Oh!
Kunu, you get 4 points of health.
Nice.
Does a 19 hit the door?
It does. Roll damage.
Okay, give me a sec. I have to take stuff out of my tower. My dice towers. 10 damage. 10 bludgeoning damage.
Plus your strength, so that's 13.
Your hammer
13
swings and lands on the door. A heavy blow. The whole thing flexes from the hit. And you hear what sounds like furniture on the other side, which gets knocked out of the way, and shouting voices. And soon, those shouting voices begin to drown out as you begin to lose consciousness. The cough begins to take you. And the last things that you see are all of your companions on the grounds, falling down and passing out. We are going to end the session there.
What will that have?
Antalius is sleeping soundly.
So, are we gonna have to make character sheets?
Well, it's definitely a talk we're gonna have to have again.
Yeah, yeah. I'm going to
Hey,
battle.
Sloth.
Talking about
Thanks.
eight.
What? What?
I don't even
Yo,
blame
Sloth.
Sloth for that. Who the hell brought the aberration in there?
Yeah, that
I
wasn't
didn't
my
trust
fault.
it.
Character well. At least Sloth was
I
playing
played
what
my-
his
yeah.
roles were. He rolled shit and got shit information and he played it out.
Every single one of my insight checks were like 3s and 2s. It was like, these guys are totally fucking lying. And in my backstory, it's like, I grew up like as a fucking thief. I don't do well with authority. I played my character, and
You did.
honestly, I don't think it, like, it probably made it difficult to continue discussions, but it wasn't. I didn't fucking bring up the aberration and shit.
Everybody hush here for a second. This is a special episode, obviously. It's another Monday where a TPK may have just landed on our doorstep. Some of us are here for the first time. Some of us have been here many times. Regardless, though, I'm going to intro out of here fairly swiftly. To all the players, to the audience, it's great having you. And to all the patrons, thank you very much. You're the reason I can pay my bills. We're going to end the session here. Talk for a minute or two, but I'm probably just going to end the stream right after a minute has gone by here. And we're going to talk about some stuff. Thanks for showing up. See you later.
See you later.
Peace.
Peace.
Jesus motherfucking